veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. Man, I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. Man, I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. I've been driving this train, Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, oh. Oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. 'Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, oh. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, oh. Oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, oh. things. I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, la, 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 la.
Yes, good people. Big up to all of you. I appreciate you once again finding the time to join me for this particular edition of your favorite show, the Blue Morning Show. And today we have quite a few items lined up to talk about. And the truth remains, as always, as the show progresses, if anything new emerges, be rest assured this will be the first place you'll hear about it. We'll talk about Jhon Duran. Jhon Duran, three items lined up with regards to our pursuit of Jhon Duran. We'll talk about Dominic Solanke. We'll talk about Benjamin Sesko. We'll talk about Diogo Costa, our interest, the reported interest in him. Then we'll talk about Andrea Santos, his imminent return to the club for after a good loan spell at Strasbourg, our sister club, and where he fits in. And then nothing too much really, but as I said, nothing too many. As the show progresses, chances are a lot more stuff will emerge, and be rest assured this will be one of the first places you hear about them. But that's, by the way, I do hope you're all doing well. And as always, I say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I wholeheartedly offer whatever suits your time zone, and sincerely do hope you're all doing well. Excuse me, it looks like it's that time of the year where I usually catch cold, even though the boys aren't at school at the moment because they do go to some events. But that's, by the way, we don't have too many comments yet. Just a few comments there. That's me asking you to become a paid member. We have GFC Gavin in the house. He shared the link to his YouTube channel. So please go check it out. Be sure to subscribe. Let's help him grow as much as possible. So I'm going to start without wasting much of your time addressing the items we have lined up. And if we get done in time, we'll call it a day. Except if anything new emerges, we don't just want to be here and be recycling news. Sometimes at one point it will become boring, and I don't want that to be the case. Well, we have Tamid Daya Oluwarokemi, surprise, shockingly, one of the first people to be in the chat today. That hardly ever happens. But Tamid Daya, big up to you too, bro. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. I cannot thank you enough. We have 13 likes, and we are just with 30 minutes, 40 minutes into the show. Keep dropping the likes on the stream if you haven't, people. The likes do go along with. Let's try and get it to 100 likes as soon as possible. We've been averaging at least 100 likes every day, 150 the most, I think. Good morning to you too, Matthew Haruna. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. Matthew Haruna sounds like a name of somebody from Enough, somebody from Jos, Plateau State, I'm guessing. If I'm correct, please do let me know. And nay, Namaya Fowole Sasa in the house. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular morning. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Remember, the more likes we garner, the more YouTube algorithm will be triggered and be forced to push the stream to more people who will be interested in the items we have lined up here. So please keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. And quickly, I want to appeal to those of you who are watching, but for one reason or the other, you're not able to participate in the chat. Just know that we appreciate you, and that's because you watching alone does go a long way. But we want to ask you for one favor, one tiny bitty favor, which is to take a second and drop a like on the stream for us. The likes do go a long way. The more likes we garner, the more the YouTube algorithm will be triggered to push the stream to more people who'll be interested in the topics we have lined up. Big up to you too, Namaya. I hope you're doing well. And Ty is in the house. I don't know why you're starting with the laughter. What's amusing you, Ty? You and I are gonna fight. Palmer hat trick against United. We will be there. I hope to see that. I think it can happen. Parma, I think, would do a lot better come next season, but a lot of people are concerned that given Enzo Maresca's more, you can say, dedicated focus on team play, the chances are Parma won't do as again won't do as well as it did last season. But I'd rather the team as a unit win than an individual winning 10,000 individual accolades, if that makes sense. Big up to you too. Ty Akachila Tinubu declared today Democracy Day. Nothing much to do. Serious democracy for Nigeria. I just hope my birth country does well, irrespective of what I think of the situation. Nothing home to write about. But that's, by the way, is Duran a good striker? Here's the thing. I'll just leave it at um, he's a talent. He's a huge talent. What he can again levels he can reach as a striker, I think the sky is the limit, in my opinion. So the question now is whether he do well at Chelsea. And I get it. A lot of people are disappointed. I am disappointed too, because they had, we're all again as individuals, we're all respectively. We do have list of strikers would like the club to sign it from Victor Osimhen, Victor Gyökeres, Victor Boniface, Girassi. I had what's his name, Santiago Jimenez on my own list. But here's the thing you could argue everything comes down to what the manager wants. Yeah. And in all honesty, given the way he approaches the game, I'd say Jhon Duran would be a bad signing. And it's not like we're lacking that much in the attacking area. We're not lacking numbers in the attacking area. It's just as Jackson wasn't as clinical as a lot of people expected him to be last season. I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of people are calling for Chelsea to sign. Uh, they've been more specific, actually. Sign a more traditional number nine or out and out number nine, if that's the language you prefer. But I think if the manager feels like Jhon Duran is enough, then go for him. He's a talent. And the truth remains, had he played, again, a lot, had he played a good, an ample amount of game for Aston Villa and scored at least 15 goals, I don't think Chelsea fans would be against the club going for him. They'd be actually be pushing for the club to sign him, but was spoiled, went into we have that habit of that culture of expecting the club to sign ready-made strikers and not give and not sign up and coming strikers. But here's the irony is that they like us to keep Chelsea Academy products, whether they're good or not. It's just everything comes down to the perspective of the person you've asked the question whether a particular player is good for Chelsea or not. So it's just not that straightforward. Duran, he's a talent. He's not established yet, but you never know. Give him an opportunity, and you can say there's no. I get people arguing on Twitter, and I think it was it Simon Phillips saying you can say arguing that people shouldn't be comparing his situation to that of Cole Palmer. I don't think it differs. I think it's the same thing. How many games did Cole Palmer play under Pep before we signed him? It's just I don't think it differs. The only difference would be the amount of game Cole Palmer played and high profile games to be more specific, and the goal he scored in the I think it's the Super League and all that. But it's still the same scenario. He's gotten more opportunity at Chelsea and it's proven he had a lot more than Pep knew he had. Maybe that's just me speculating. But let's move on from that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go along with 15 likes, and we should be doing way better than that. Um, any update? We'll get there. I haven't seen anything new. I think the whole thing stopped at the rumors that yep, we've already agreed personal terms with him or something to that effect. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with Jhon Duran to Chelsea appears closer to happen. High risk of potential. I mean, there will always be risk irrespective of the player you're signing. He's got the potential, but he's hardly played for Aston Villa last season, even when he wasn't injured. That's the thing. Cole Palmer didn't play that much too at Manchester City. So I will always bring up that argument, whatever anybody's, irrespective of what the person I'm debating with says, because it's the same thing. It doesn't differ that much. But some people are, you can say, let me just leave it at that. I hope he does well. you can say showing disapproval for the club signing him to any extent you want to, I don't think changes anything. And we have no other option than to support the player. He has here's the thing. One thing he has over Nicholas Jackson, I think he hits the ball better than Nicholas Jackson, more accuracy than Nicholas Jackson, and that's a plus. The only thing I haven't learned about him is his overall ability on the ball, like dribbles and all that. I still need to see more beyond what I've seen from clips and a few games I've seen him play. Um, all right, Jackson is injured, coach. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know that. An ankle injury, and I'm not sure how soon he's going to come back. Hopefully, he'll be ready for preseason. 3 starts in 18 months, but he has a good shot. Yeah, he does have a good shot. Yep, he can hit the ball, and like Mikael would say, the good thing is that when he hits the ball, it stays hit. If that makes sense. It's a very very risky. Yeah, very risky. A lot. Again, a lot more riskier than signing other. You could say more established players, is irrespective of what league that the player is coming from. Uh, is there anything about Chelsea that's not a risk? That's not risk laden. Yeah, I agree with you. From the management to the ball boy department, we just have to keep the fingers crossed and hope for the best. And you can say support the player. If we get Alvarez, coach, I don't see Duran being a first choice striker. I don't see it's looking like what Alvarez and his camp did was just to remind Man City and that should he decide to leave the club, that there will not be a shortage of suitors. And I think he's succeeded in achieving that, and he's come out publicly to say that he's happy at Manchester City. I think the message was clear. Even what we heard, he told Manchester City is that he wants to play more, and I think Pep would want to keep him. And he's actually more suited to Pep. You can say, let me just use a more language to help you understand what I want to say here. Pep's originally preferred approach before the arrival of a traditional number 9 in Erling Haaland. But that's a small opinion anyway. Let's see what happens. But I do think that it was just something that is designed to remind Man City he better start playing, otherwise he's going to choose to leave. And it should that happen, there will not be shortage of interested parties, if that makes sense. Let's see what else we have. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular morning. You better remind us on that day. Coach, rival fans are happy. He's staying. That's why I said a Palmer hat trick against Manchester United. I hope so. I hope he does that. I'm happy that Ten Hag stays too. I think he will struggle a lot, but that's not to say maybe they're changing their you can say their model to something similar to ours, which means he will only be consulted on the players the club want to sign. They're not going to be signing players just because he see how he wanted Van der Beek, how he wanted Casemiro. They just signed those players for him, and he's been awful at you can say picking the players the club signed for him. So maybe he do well by working with what the club the players they signed for him, but after consulting him to be more specific there, just like in Ajax, the signings there are made by the board in collaboration with the coach and the scouting department, and he did really well there. But at United, when he had the opportunity to select the players himself, it hasn't worked out. Good morning to you too, bro. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. I do hope you're doing well. 17 likes, people, and we are 24 minutes into the show. We should be doing a lot better. The CEO of Chelsea FC Jingles, the rumored price for Duran is 25 minutes, so I honestly be happy with that. Not bad. 25 million pounds, not bad given the market. They stays and Tobago. Nice to see you, Tobago. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. More likes, people, more likes. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. And the link to becoming a member is pinned at the very top of the chat window. If you want to, but you don't have to really. But if you do, we'd really appreciate that. Yes, people, go and check out and subscribe to Tabejo's YouTube channel. Let's help him get to 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. The link is there. We're not getting Alvarez. Yep, I think that's the case, really. Jhon Duran to Chelsea. Here we go, baby. Yep, it's. I think we have to give him a chance. He's a good talent, and in all honesty, wow, he hits the ball so sweetly, just like Mikhail would say, and I think that's a plus. Let's see what happens. Um, it says, Coach, give me updates on João Neves. Nothing. I didn't hear. Are we linked with a move for him? You're not honest. Nothing comes to mind. And I don't even know what player you're referencing right there. Right? And I'm not going to pretend I know the player in question. I don't. I never went. Okay. Yeah, if okay, yeah, okay. Keep dropping likes and the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. IB is in the house. Is that IB or LB? I don't mind Duran. What gets me is two things. 40 million. I don't think we're paying 40 million for him. If you're told that's the case, don't believe it. I don't think we're paying 40 million for a player that didn't play that much. At Aston Villa. 40 million price tag is a steep. Is a steep for me. A guy who has one season in EPL. Why is Unai Emery quick to get rid of him? Less than one season, we were linked. Heston, to his defense, to Unai Emery's defense, he didn't want to sell the player, but the player wants to play more. He feels like he should be starting over Oli Watkins. That's the thing. So, and when a player wants to leave, I think you're better off selling the player than to keep an unhappy player. He feels like he should be starting, and I think he's good enough. And I believe he should be starting for. Aston Villa. If anything, the manager should find a way to be starting him and Oli Watkins at the same time. I think it's possible. I'd rather we go for Joshua Zeki from Bologna or Watkins. Watkins is an excellent. I think he's one of the most underrated Premier League strikers. But what do we know? What can we possibly change about their decision? We cannot. And I think everything also comes down to what the manager's preference. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with Watkins is old and don't suit Chelsea model. I think that's an excellent argument there. You're right. Okay, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. And please pay attention to members of the community sharing the links to their YouTube channels. Go and help them grow. Chelsea FC Jungle CEO, he's done that. He shared the link to his YouTube channel. Please go check it out. Let's help him get to 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Watson is an old Watson or Watkins? Why are we mixing up the names here? Watkins is old. You can say, how old is he? How old is Oli Watkins? I think compared to again, if you're talking about our mother, I think he's actually too old. Yeah, how old is Oli Watkins? If you're in the chat, let's hear you. How old is Oli Watkins? 28. He's old. Not, but you get that is if we're from the perspective from a Chelsea perspective, it's too old. But I think maybe if the owners, if they've really, if in fact we're to believe that they're willing to sign a more experienced players, then maybe But 28 is old. In all honesty, from a Chelsea perspective, yes, if he stays fit, I won't cry. I hope he stays fit. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, don't sign 20. Yeah, we should know that. Is Duran really an upgrade compared to Dacho Fofana? That's one good question. That's one important question. But here's the thing. I think I'm sure definitely that the reason you're asking this question is the fact that Dacho Fofana played a lot more than Duran. He has more goals than Duran actually. But I think beyond appearances during the season, the course of the season, I think there are other factors the clubs you're looking at, in my opinion. And what are those factors? I don't know. But if it was up to me, because if I have to choose, I'd choose Dacho Fofana over Jhon Duran. Maybe because I've seen him a lot more than Jhon Duran. So I'm not sure. But this is an excellent question. Does he really? It comes across, you can say, as something that off the bat I'd say doesn't really make sense, because I think from what I've seen so far, Dato Fofana is much better on the ball than Jhon Duran. But if we're really looking for a striker who's more who leans towards what we believe we're looking for, was more of a traditional number 9 than a hybrid number 9, which you could argue we have 3 or 4 players who can fulfill the role of a hybrid number 9, then Jhon Duran is your guy. He's more of a traditional number 9 than Dato Fofana is. Dato Fofana is more of a hybrid number 9 than Jhon Duran. I don't know if that makes sense. So I think that's how they differ, but I think Dato Fofana is better on the ball. 28 is prime age. We know that, but we're just saying if you see things that given you can say the age bracket of the players we signed so far under the new owners, I think 28 is too old. Chelsea are trying to reduce the price tag to 20 to 30 million, which isn't bad. More likes, people. Subscribe to this channel and let's invite more people. We have 49 people, 50 people following the show on YouTube and 40 plus on X. But we can do a lot better than that. Let's try and get it to 100 likes as soon as possible. Yep. Keep dropping likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Yep. There you go. Let's get the likes up, people. Please like the video if you haven't, and also do subscribe to the channel if you have not. It says Villa have said Watkins is going nowhere. So yeah, I am not fussed about it. I'm not either. I'm just going to support him. Premier League fixtures to be decided on the 18th of June window. Okay, thank you for reminding me that. Report said it's a club, not the coach. I don't pay attention to reports, and I'm going to say this. I think I've said this 1,000 times. We're often guilty of just concluding. I don't think concluding that calling a player a club signing. And here's the thing: I don't see a situation where the club will wrap up the signing of a player without consulting the manager and asking him whether he'd work with that, whether he'd make it work, or whether that player would be suitable to his preferred approach. I don't see that happening. And in all honesty, let's say we heard again when we hired Moreshka that he agreed to work with the club. He agreed that the project is suitable for him. He doesn't have an issue with that. He just wants to be the coach. So even if the case is that the club assigns or just sign players for him and say, there you go, you have this one, make it work, which I don't think is the case, he agreed to that. And the same argument I made when Pochettino was still our manager, that, yeah, they briefed him properly on the project and the direction and on the direction the club want to go. And he agreed that he would deliver. Moreshka, I'm quite sure they briefed him properly. It took a while before he put pen to paper to become our new manager. But I don't agree for a second that they would just wrap up the signing of a player without consulting him. It just doesn't, to me, it just doesn't make sense. And that's how I want to see it. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular morning. Big up coach and everyone. Fabrizio Romano said, given Aston Villa FFP situation, they will sell Duran for big money, around 30 to 40 million. Their situation is their problem. We're not there to solve their problem. We're not going to but Willie Bless, more importantly, nice to see you. We're just not going to, because we want to help them, you can say, because they have FFP situation, then overpay, in turn creating, or you can say compounding our own financial situation. I think we'd turn around and say, you know what, keep him, because they'd be worse off if they don't sell him and make money from him. So I think if that's the case, then we have the upper hand from a negotiation standpoint, if that makes sense. We tell them it's this amount or you can keep him. So I don't think, I don't think we'll be, even if they want big money, then they're not serious about selling him, if you get my point. Keep dropping. Watkins is 28. Yeah, that's an issue for me. Keyshawn, nice to see you. Thank you guys for providing the age of Holy Watkins. Nice to be here. And that's Ebere. That's Ebere Acunio. Nice to see you, Ebere. I hope you're doing well. Thank you, and I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. We're getting closer and closer to 21,000 subscribers. We're still at 20,480 subscribers. But more importantly, let's try and get it to 100 likes as soon as possible. Welcome, Kisham. Nice to see you. And Kimso, nice to see you once again. Cannot really compare that to Fofana with Duran, to be honest, because Duran hardly got any games. Yeah. So that's the only question. That's the reason people are asking why we're going for Duran when we have that's with Fofana. But beyond the minutes or the number of games they each played, I think it's important for me. Clearly, I think Dacho Fofana is better on the ball. He's a better dribbler. If anything, you could argue Duran is more of a number 9 than Dacho Fofana is. Dacho Fofana is more of a hybrid number 9, and we have a lot of that already. Jhon Duran, really, why not get why not get Cardi B is So instead of Duran, why not go for Cardi B? I think that's a good that's a good argument. Wow. Oh my goodness. All right, keep dropping the likes and some people that likes to go along. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular morning. Who do you think will play first? Between who and who? You have to give me correct information there. Or any catching nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular morning. I think I'm gonna scroll to the very bottom so that we can start addressing the items we have lined up. We're talking about Villa's sloppy second. We are relying on a 20-year-old striker. Now, there are 20-year-old strikers that have done, you say, ripped up trees and multiple leagues. That's not the first time. I think I'll just stick with it. It's a risk, and all we can do is support them. And we could again. Here's the thing. In my opinion, I wouldn't actually mind if we don't sign a number 9, given the manager's approach. In all honesty, I wouldn't mind if we don't sign a number 9. But we'll see what happens there. I saw Nee on his show yesterday. Okay, yeah, I wasn't there. I was out. Wow, I love Chelsea ruthlessness. Wow, good one there from Real James. Nice to see you, Real James. I hope you're doing well. Next season we will have the same striker problem. Do we have a striker problem? Actually, we don't. One of our players missed a lot of chances, and I think the need for a traditional number 9 will be, you could say, even less under Maresca given his approach. I don't know if we're paying attention, but that's a small opinion anyway. Let's see what happens. Jhon Duran is the closest we have to Jamie Vardy. I will take him. He is ruthless in front of goal. He has speed, he has power, and he can hit the ball sweetly. And in all honesty, we just need to give him a chance. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, be with the likes to go a long way. All right, now it looks like I'm gonna scroll to the very bottom and now try to get your subsequent contributions in the chat. But if I haven't read your comment, I'll try to get a few. I really want a top striker person we can at least rely on going forward. But the owners, I think, from different perspective, they prefer young and inexperienced player. It's crazy, but who says it's not going to work out? I get it. It's concerning to a certain extent, but we just have to support them. AB, nice to see you. But Coach Duran is a club signing, not a Maresca signing. We were linked to Duran in January. But my point is, I don't think they'd sign him. If the manager says no, I think he prefers someone else. Or if the manager says no, I don't want him. If you get my point. So that's what I'm saying. I don't see a world where the manager signs an agreement and says, "Okay, here's the thing: you just sign players and just bring that player to me, and I'll get it to work." No, I get it. I get it. We've been linked with a move with him last transfer window, and no surprises that we're going for him right now. And actually, we did talk about this a few weeks ago. We said, and I did tell people I'm not going to be surprised if we end up signing Jhon Duran. And I'm one of those that's been arguing that even if we don't sign a traditional number 9 or number 9 going into the coming season, just JC the same thing. That I'm not going to complain too much, especially under Enzo Maresca, who plays with a even more fluid approach than Mauricio Pochettino, if that makes sense. Um, but people are just calling for the club to sign a number 9 without being specific with regards to the profile of the number 9 which is signed. For me, it's not that simple, really. If you get my point, more importantly, is that I don't see a world where the club will wrap up a signing without consulting the manager and the manager agreeing that player in question will be suitable to his approach, if that makes sense. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. People, the likes do go along. Well, I appreciate you all. Let's see what else we have here. Mudryk was more expensive than Palmer, and guess who had a better impact on the team? Yeah, it's just simple. So it's not about, again. Let's just leave it at everything. I'm just gonna leave it at that my I geek say my my argument that everything comes down to how the manager works, and if we get him with the player he wants, I think he works out. Coach, I see your logic, but if you listen to Patrick Vieira on Gary Neville's podcast, he said Palace never asked for his permission on anything. Not saying that that's the same with Maresca. Yeah, I agree with you. And chances that may well be the same. Might well be the same with Maresca, but I doubt that's the case. So I get where you're coming from. But Vic, more importantly, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Nacho Fofana scored the same amount of goals and played fewer amount of games. No, played a lot more actually. So goal to minutes ratio, you could argue Duran is better even without doing the calculations, because I'm quite sure that Fofana played a lot more than him. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular morning. It breaks my heart to see how things went with Dacho Fofana. Never got a fair chance at the club, but it's life. We cannot keep everyone, and the truth remains. Yeah, we just kind of keep them all. I think it's best to leave it at that. It's just best to leave it at that. And I've always told people, I think we mismanaged his start to life at Chelsea, because his numbers at Moldy LC showed that he's an excellent player. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. I liked it. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes that do go along with. So I'm going to scroll to the very bottom, and I'll try to get your subsequent contributions in the chat. Apologies. Duran has loads of potential. He has that. Yep, we agree. It's always a risk, and that's why people are complaining we need a clinical striker. We don't need a potential. And it looks like you're one of those them, one of those arguing we need to get a single individual to put away all our goal scoring chances. To me, that's a risk. And you don't, again, managers that prefer a fluid approach don't want that. They want a player capable of dropping deep, participating in the play, going on either flanks and all that. To also participate in the play in a fluid approach or liquid approach, if that's what you prefer. But let's see what that takes us to. Nice to see you, J2AM guy. I hope you're doing well, Jay. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We are at 40 likes. Remember, let's get it to 300 likes today. Who says we can now? I think we can, but only if you keep dropping the likes on the stream. Big up, Jay. Nice to see you. I heard we are once again linked with another kid in Desire. Who? I don't even know him. I have to be honest with you. It's a Tetra boy. It's Tetra boy. Please, can Chelsea forget about signing Gallagher and keep him? I think one thing people do, people don't realize the fact that also, it also, again, Gallagher, whether he stays or leaves, also depends on him. I don't know whether to say that 50-50, it's 50-50, the club and him, whether that be correct. That's because he has the upper hand right now. He has a lot of multiple clubs interested in his signature, which means that for him to stay, the whole thing would come down to the club agreeing with his terms, and not the other way around, and not even chances are maybe they could still find common ground, and he signed, and then boom, he signs a new contract, but it's difficult. The whole thing again, it's complicated. It's become more complicated than it was last season, because he has just about a year left in his current contract, and he's probably have seen that he can earn a lot more elsewhere. Duran, one of the best goal ratios in the game. Yeah. So it only makes sense to consider the fact that Dacho Fofana played a lot more. So if you break it down by looking at if you take a step back and look at the goals per minute ratio, you've known that Duran actually he's done well. Let's see, keep dropping. He's done better than Dacho Fofana. Let's be more specific there. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. X Mark the Sport. Nice to see you. Big up to you too. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. Anything else to address here? Prospect FC, I did again. What can we do? We support the team, and I think we're used to us signing established players, but and I think I don't know. I think where's Dante? He understands the project better than I do. because he's taking his time to study. Third ball is Dodgers, how you can say how they started the process when he bought the club and all that, how things changed over time, how they got back to signing established players after signing a lot of young players or something like that. Let's see, he's not a bad kid of a player. To me, that he's not bad actually. He's not bad, and he's he has again a great striker's instinct. Doesn't hesitate to take a shot on a volley, on the carpet, in the air. I think he has better striker's instinct than Nicholas Jackson. And fair play to Nicholas Jackson's defense, he was never a striker. Yeah, let's be honest there. But Duran, he has a good instinct. The way he takes shot without hesitation, I think that will go a long way for him. Whether he walks out at Chelsea, whether he does well at Chelsea or not, I don't know. There will almost always, again, there's always a risk with signing new players, if that makes sense. It's not. Yeah, he's not. I think he's an ex. He's a good. He's a talent. He's not established. I get it. It's a huge risk, and the fans has every right to complain. And here's something else I want to bring to our attention. When last again we when last have we had a high profile striker that we spent a lot of money for that worked? Hmm. Just think about it. It hasn't. And the best players of that has best the players that have worked out at Chelsea of late are players that we didn't pay that much money for. Start looking at them one by one. Malo Gusto, Malo Gusto. A lot of people were questioning his signing at the time. Some knew how good he can become before we signed him. Cole Palmer, you should go find go find Fabrizio Romano's. Here we go. A post on Chelsea's signing of Cole Palmer. See the sort of comments you see on that what people were saying, because a lot of people at the time preferred the club to go for Mohamed Kudus, who at the time played a lot more minutes, had a lot more minutes under his belt than Cole Palmer. Keep going through them. Even Nicholas Jackson, I get it. We're complaining that he was awful in front of goal. You can say didn't put away a lot of chances that came his way last season. He finished the season one of our top performers. So we've not been lucky with big name signings, and the big name signings within our squad, they've done well. They haven't been bad, but they haven't measured their performances. Haven't measured that of the, you can say, low profile signings. So I'm not complaining too much. Maybe that's a new way to go. So yeah, so think about it and be honest to yourself. The big name signings that in recent years haven't really worked for Chelsea Football Club. From Alvaro Morata, who again, name a few of them, and you find out that he hasn't. Yeah, we've not been lucky with big name signings. So much. Keep dropping the likes on the screen, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular morning. Let's see what the club does, and we have okay. Seems you know him. Yep, he's released a video on him, and you need to go watch it. I think that will help you understand the sort of player he is. Ty, when you get a chance, share the link there. Let's see. Let me be honest with you, Kachila. I'm not hyped about the links with Duran. Why would you be? Because he's I don't know if it'd be correct to say unknown quantity. He's not established. Hardly played on the good evening or Unai Emery, to use his name. Apologies for them calling him. But here's what I want to say. But that's not to say he doesn't come to Chelsea and start ripping up trees. It's as simple as that. And do we really need to sign a number 9 under a manager that prefers a fluid approach or liquid approach, if that's the language you prefer? A manager who turned Jamie Vardy, got Jamie Vardy to stop dropping deep to participate in the play. Do we really need a more traditional number 9 like a lot of people are calling? I don't think we do even need to go for a striker. And I'm going to bring back the argument I made before we signed Lukaku. Thank goodness. Still, again, Duran, from what I've seen so far, he's capable of dropping deep and participating in the play. It just doesn't make sense. Hasten to just you can say conclude that Duran comes to Chelsea. He's not going to. He's going to he's not gonna succeed. Who's to say he's not capable of replicating Cole Palmer's case? I'm not saying he's Cole Palmer, but in terms of, you can say, putting away the chances that come his way, he's obviously a better finisher than Nicholas Jackson. There are things Nicholas Jackson can do better than him. Off the bat, Nicholas Jackson overall is better on the ball, but he has that striker's instinct that Nicholas Jackson doesn't have. He doesn't hesitate to shoot. And whenever he hits the ball, he hits it so sweetly and hardly balloons the ball like Nicholas Jackson does. So I think that's a plus. And I don't know. I don't. The player. We don't have to pay 100 million before we can accept the player is good. I get it. In this case, there are concrete or solid argument given the fact that he didn't play that much last season, and I don't blame you for not being hyped. It's a risk. And he continues to say, I think the club is looking at Duran like they are at Jackson. In my opinion, he's more clinical than Jackson. Yeah, certainly, he's more clinical than Jackson from what we're seeing. And he has power too. And usually, when you have players that are as powerful as Duran, they're usually not technically good. But he's, from what I know so far, considerably he's technically good. In my opinion, when will fans stop writing the players or hyping players? Wait until the player comes in. Yeah, give the player a chance. It's as simple as that. Yeah. And that rather will sign him than pay Brighton 100 million for what's his name? The kid also, who's, how old is he? That we were rumors that we're interested in signing. Give Fofana a shot. Yeah, that's the question I'll be asking. But I think he's more of a number 9 than Fofana is. And we have players who are more like Fofana than him. We have less of his type of player, but we have more of Fofana's type of player. And Nkunku and Nicholas Jackson, those hybrid number 9 type of players. So yeah, but I think they've had a conversation with the manager, and his preference would be to get this guy back, to buy a Jhon Duran, if that makes sense. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular morning. 68 people watching, a total of 114 people watching, 68 on YouTube, and the rest on X. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 42 likes. Let's try and get it to 300 likes. I think we can. Olise said nothing new, but we'll keep checking. We don't need a potential. We need a proven clinical striker with a knack for goals, creating chances without anyone finishing it. Can cost us the Champions League spot next season. I don't think so, really. There were other reasons why, which personally, in my opinion, we didn't make it. We didn't finish in the top 4. There are other reasons, not just because Jackson missed you could say, tons of chances. There are other reasons, but I really do not want to get into that, in my opinion. Let's just hope Jackson continues to improve and Duran comes in, put away some of the chances. Then Jackson can start on the flanks or left flank, then Duran start in central. I think we're loaded, actually. I'm just going to leave it at that, really. Funny thing, if we give Fofana a shot and he completely flips everything, we'll be ripping into him because he's, yeah, that's a Chelsea thing. I agree with you. Yeah, wait, we linked. I don't know. I don't know, really. I don't know. I have to be honest with you. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go longer. The good thing about Durango is he scored against the big club, City, Liverpool. He has it in him, and I'm serious. And my bro is in the house. I'm not bothered. My concern is let the player perform well and prove everyone wrong. We had criticized so many players in the past, but they turned out to be great players. Let's support the board. It's as simple as that. We can climb up a pole, let our stuff go and land upside down. It won't change anything. It will not move a pin. And Duran, who's to say he cannot he can his case will not cannot become another Cole Palmer's case. I'm not saying he'll become better than Cole Palmer, but you never know. He has it in him. So just support him and let's move on. Thank you so much for joining, bro, Mr. Victor. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. People think all the players with sign are going to be playing like Palmer. No, not all of them. You'd be lying to yourself if you believe they will all work out like Palmer. No. Chances are a lot more will fail, and only a few will make it. It's as simple as that, really. All right, we're gonna start reading the comments now, and I'll try to get your subsequent contribution in the chat. Excuse me. Markim New is saying we might as well play Lukaku for the last year at this point. No, I would rather not happen. 40 million is actually a bargain. Euros. Given the price this time, I think you could say that's the case. It's so funny people calling Duran raw, but was twerking for Sesko, unfortunately. But Sesko played a lot more than him. That's the difference. X Mark, the spot, nice to see you, bro. I hope you're doing well. I know who that is. Let's see. I would rather get Duran, have low expectation, and be pleasantly surprised that paying 65 million for Sesko and being disappointed. Yeah, I think he makes sense. He comes in and shocks everyone with his performance. It's as simple as that. I've heard multiple people say they've agreed on the 25 million, but could be wrong. I've seen that too. I didn't pay attention to it though. I have to be honest. It seems like people didn't watch Dachos Burnley. He was awful there, and people want this guy instead of Duran. I'm not going to actually get it, get into that conversation right now. I'm tired. Chimera, leave me alone. Nothing. I haven't seen anything new. You don't want to get into that, coach. I will help you, such as Starling, not squaring the ball, because yeah, he wants to meet his quota, and or Poch being a noticer. Yeah, I really didn't want to get into why we didn't make it to Toffa, but I don't think it was all down to Nicholas Jackson missing a lot of chances. But that's just me. I'm going to scroll to the very bottom, and if you're in the chat, if I haven't again read any of your comment, apologies. I can't read everything in the chat. Honestly, I don't know what to say about the Chelsea players. The team of 1 billion, okay, that cannot play better than a team of 500 million. We need a coach like Mourinho. We move on. Done. It hasn't happened. We have to support the team, and showing your disapproval of the new manager won't solve any problem. Okay, a question for everyone: how many goals will Duran score? I don't know. I don't know really. I don't know, in my opinion. Just give me 1 second here. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show. I do hope you're all doing well. I'll keep getting as many comments as I can. Just give me 1 second here. Keep dropping the likes on the same people. The likes do go a long way. And Jay is saying that Duran is a good talent, but the issue is I have is going to next season with two developing strikers. Nkunku, if he stays fit, I don't think we'll be complaining too much. I think we'll be all right. In all honesty, I do think we'll be all right. But that's just my opinion anyway. We'll find out. And it's a legit concern. Big up to you to see how much. Okay. All right, keep dropping the likes on the shin, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular morning. Olise not coming to Chelsea. Pin that. You never know. Let's see what happens. Okay, give me 1 second here. It looks like we have an issue here. All right, people, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. What is going on here? I have an issue that I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, just go. All right, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Let me do something, take care of something quickly in a bit. I'll be back with you guys. Anything else? I'm gonna scroll to the very bottom and then I'll try to get your subsequent contributions in the chat. It's saying Duran he's saying that Duran had more EPL goals than Gabriel Jesus with much less minutes. Why are people writing him off? Finishing is all Chelsea need. Will create more chances than most teams. And I don't want us to sign a striker that will be our player because they're a presumed striker that will, you can say, somebody people call a striker that will end up being. Excuse me, I'm struggling with my throat. I don't want us to sign a striker that will end up not being any different from the players we have already. I think Duran will be a good mix. Like I said, he has he has the instinct of a striker, why Jackson doesn't. I think he hits the ball without hesitation than Jackson does. Jackson sometimes maybe he needs to consult his youth coach and some people before deciding what to do with the ball. That's not me saying he's bad, and that's some point to do there. Could you reckon that Kukurea will be better as future coach or B-ball? I don't know. All I know is that I think he's proven to a lot of people that he can do well at Chelsea, and I'm just going to leave it at that. I like Kukurea a lot, and I hope, again, the club keeps him, and I think the club will keep him. But that's, by the way, Olise may well happen, may not happen. There's no way to tell what will happen. So, yeah, I'm going to scroll to the very bottom, people. Again, I've done my best at getting your contributions in the chat. If I just concentrate on just reading your comments, chances are that be all would do for the day, and then we're not going to address the items we have lined up. So the first item, we have 3 items about Jhon Duran. This is from Fabrizio Romano, which clearly shows that it's going to happen. And it says the negotiations between Chelsea and Aston Villa for Jhon Duran are ongoing after initial contact when Villa asked for Conor Gallagher. Duran wants Chelsea. He's given them priority over Italian clubs. Understand terms of his potential contracts are already being discussed. I think it's happening, and all we can do is support him. And this from Chelsea Dodgers, quoting Fabrizio Romano. Chelsea are negotiating with Aston Villa for Jhon Duran. The player wants Chelsea, and the term of his potential, I think that doesn't differ from the last item we read. Aston Villa would demand big money for Jhon Duran, with sources are telling saying they expect that figure to be around 45 to 45, okay, around 45 million mark. Chelsea, though, will be looking to force that asking price down. I think if they stick with 45 million, I don't think Chelsea will pay that. Will pay that. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Apologies. Thank you, Roger. So we have Roger Dodger in the house. Roger, I hope you've been good. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show this particular morning. I'm quite sure you've been listening. Jhon Duran is causing a lot of fight on X. Some are willing to give him time. Some are questioning the signing. We haven't signed him already. The club's interests are in Jhon Duran. Some would prefer the club paying £113 million for Victor Osimhen or Gyökeres or some other striker. Some will actually prefer us going for Ivan Toney. But Roger, you know the drill. Your opinion on the situation. Is he a player you would like the club to sign, or you're not interested? My gosh, it looks like I'm going to
Bless
get
you,
sick soon.
Coach.
Thank you.
Yeah, hola, Coach. I hope you feel better.
Yeah,
listen,
it's not a good sign. My boy, he's had it for a few days now, and I've been trying to avoid it. Yeah, because I carried the baby too. The risk. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I remember those days, Coach, when my kids would go to school, bring me back a new cold. Yeah. Listen, I actually know a lot about this player. No, of course I'm joking. I know nothing about him, Coach. Sorry. I honestly don't remember. I don't remember much about him. I actually don't even remember him playing last year, at least in Chelsea games. So, listen, he comes at a very quote unquote affordable rate by today's standard, anyway. Could you tell me more about him? What his age, his height is? You said he's clinical.
I think he's 20.
Yeah, that's true.
He has. You see how we always ask questions why Jackson didn't shoot and try to, you could say, regain balance first before he shoot. He has that, you can say, that draw by instinct in terms of without hesitation. Once the ball, whether the ball is on the carpet or in the air, if he's in a position to shoot, he shoots. Either whether he needs to orchestrate a volley to shoot or overhead kick or just kick it one time, he does that without hesitation. Jackson doesn't have that. Except maybe he'd practice how to be, you could say, to shoot instinctively whenever he's in the final third. Maybe he gets to learn how to do that. But this guy has it. He has power too. His power pays. The only thing I'm not sure about right now is his ability on the ball, his overall ability on the ball, like dribbles, beating the press, and all that. But I think he can press really well.
Yeah,
Lots of energy. Also, yeah, he's always industrious on the pitch. Go ahead.
yeah. Well, I hope so. At the age of 20, I mean, that's another thing. He fits the profile of this project, doesn't he? But let's be honest, coach. He's awfully
Mm.
young. He's barely just got out of his teens. Listen, he could be the next Mbappe. You know, we don't know. He could be a great. Well, Mbappe's not really a number 9, but you know what I'm saying. Is he a
Mm.
prototypical number 9? I assume, coach.
He's what? He's more aligned. He's more of a number 9 than Jackson is.
Okay, so okay, he's
Mm.
more in the mold of a number 9. Okay,
Than
that's
Jackson is,
fine.
yeah.
That's good. I know very little about him. My only concern is that just because he's young doesn't mean to say he can't be a good leader. But it's his age, it's the lack of experience. I would hope, or I am hoping, that we may tweak our model a little bit, because when you look at the fact we no longer have Silva and Coach, our median average age for our squad is ridiculously youthful. I mean, it's slightly under 24 years of age, if I'm not mistaken. That's the average player, you know. We don't have an outfielder that's 30 or above. I would like for us to acquire, let's say, a number 9 that is preferably either just about to enter their prime or is in their prime. I'm glad that we did acquire, you know, Toshin, he's going to be 27 soon, in a few months, so he's entering his prime. That's what I'm looking for.
And Tosin is naturally a leader.
Yeah, exactly. That and he's free. You know, it's like, wow, that to me was a great acquisition. But
And quickly, Roger, the fact that we got him again on a free is the reason I'm concerned. Maybe it was just too good of an opportunity to pass that we decided to go for
yes,
him. Not really that we've changed. You can say we were open to accommodating more experienced players so that we can start doing it
right.
better than we did last season. Yeah, but go ahead.
You're right. That's a very valid point. I think I said this last time. Let's say we didn't get him on free. Let's say the asking price was, let's say, I'm just throwing out a number, 30 million,
Mm.
hypothetically. I don't think we would have gone for him because of the fact that he's over 25. Um, I'm glad the fact that we acquired him, even though it's on a free, is because of the fact he's entering his prime. I mean, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for someone that's in their mid to early late 20s. That's what I would prefer right now, because of the imbalance of the squad, because of its incredible youth. You know, as I said, this is the youngest squad in the Premier League last year, with a 39-year-old in it. So now Silva has parted, our average age plummets even more. I mean, it's significant. And we saw this last year. I think we can all agree unequivocally that we probably were missing leadership all over the pitch. And I'm not talking about, just because you're 29, 30 doesn't mean you're a leader. I understand that. But we did miss experience at times, and we do lack the amount of leadership that we were once spoiled with. And so, listen, this chap could be an amazing acquisition for us. I don't doubt it. But my only hesitation is the fact that he's so young. But it's great, though. I mean, that means he can grow with the team, because this is a very youthful team. Let's
And
not kid ourselves.
disclaimer, that's not you saying that definitely he's not going to do well. There's no
No,
talent,
no,
but there's a lot
coach.
less risk when you're signing an experienced player.
Yeah, listen, I think it would be really remiss of me to say, oh, I don't want. You know, I want to give people a fair and objective chance.
Mm.
I'm not going to judge a person until I've seen at least 10, 20 games out of that individual. And don't forget, that's even too premature, because sometimes it takes a season or two for a team to gel and for them to grow, either as an individual and or as a player within a certain system. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, I'm with
And
you.
also formations. So I think it's a good thing. I'll be honest with you. Yes, this is a project player. In all likelihood, this isn't someone that we can safely label an elite player. That doesn't mean to say he can't be in the future, but I'd rather us go for this kind of player right now than splash the cash. Let's say 100 million for Tony or whomever that may not actually succeed. That we could have another woolly mammoth on our hands. Do you see
We
where
could
I'm
have
coming
another
from?
Alvaro Morata. We could have another was a former
Yeah.
Spanish international who's now Atletico Madrid's beating coach, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Go ahead with what you're
Oh
saying.
yeah,
Fernando
from
Torres.
Liverpool, Torres. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fernando
Exactly.
Torres.
He is the prime example, the quintessential example. You know, just because even when you get someone that's Premier League proven doesn't mean that they're going to automatically translate to being a successful clinical striker for us. The goal scorers don't grow on trees, otherwise there'd be a dime a dozen. But everyone says, from being former professional players, they all say that the hardest thing to do is to score goals. That's why they're a premium. It's that's that simple. So I think it's too much of a gamble to spend this incredible amount of. Now, if we didn't have financial regulations, I'd be like, yeah, these owners can afford to spend 100 million. And guess what? There's going to be no ramifications. Well, guess what? We can't do that anymore. We live in different times. We live in times where we have PSR. Now we're going to have this new squad cost control regulation, the SCCR, with the new term anchorage, anchoring bloody multiply of the bottom team from their revenue from TV. So we're going to have financial restrictions, and the ramifications could be points deduction if we do not adhere to those regulations. So those days of the past for us gambling, splashing the cash, it's not relevant anymore. We can't do that. We can't afford to do that. So I would rather very much us take this approach than spending an inordinate amount of money on someone that is, shall we say, has a small chance of succeeding or recouping our money back. It's just that position is too. I'd rather see someone at Jackson grow with the team and in 2-3 years' time, hopefully be this clinical beast of a person that we hope can get us 20 plus goals a season, or whomever. It could be David Datra Fofana. I don't know. One
What do
doesn't
you what
know.
do you make of the argument? You say people that Chelsea should have gone for just you could say should just bring back Dato Fofana and not pay as much as we're paying for Jhon Duran. I think that in my opinion, Fafana is more close to you can say to a lot of the players we have. He doesn't differ
Coach.
that much from Kunku Nicholas Jackson. If anything, he has just the same thing. What Dato Fafana has over Duran is just his overall ability on the ball. But Duran is more of a number 9
Hmm.
than every other player we have right now.
That doesn't
And
take much.
Roger, he hits the ball so sweetly, like
Yeah.
Mikhail would say, and doesn't hesitate, whether in the air, whether on the carpet. He just hits it. If he needs it to go for a scissors kick, he does it. He doesn't wait like to control it. Maybe wash the ball with a sponge and soap and then set it nicely before he shoots. He just shoots instinctively, and that's a difference.
Yeah,
Plus, yeah, go ahead.
that position. I think you can work on your skills, what have you, but it has to be instinctive.
Mhm.
Usually, number nines, the the most successful number nines generally have this natural ability, natural instinct, either on the ball or knowing where to be when the ball arrives. Whether you call them a poacher or not, it's up to you. But you're right. A lot of it is instinctive, and having the confidence to take the shot time after time, that bodes well. I personally think that David Datra Fofana, I think he'll be given the opportunity. At least I hope he will, to actually come back into our.
Reports are that the club are open to selling him.
See,
Unfortunately,
I'm not sure how valid those reports are, but I hope they're not true, because have you seen all his goals this past season when on loan?
we did talk about it here. There was one he came off the bench and scored 2 goals and helped Burnley win. Was it get a draw or win?
I can't recall.
But we did talk about we've discussed him at length here,
Yeah,
because he's done well. He did well for them, so to speak.
Yeah, I've watched all 7 goals and however many it was, and he had a couple of worldies in there. I would like for him to be given the opportunity to at least fight for a starting position or be a squad player. Listen, I could be wrong, but he looks like the real deal. And he hasn't played that many minutes, and I think his productivity is quite impressive when you look at the amount of minutes he's played.
Mhm.
And I think, give no disrespect to Burnley, but I think if he starts for us up front, let's say, I don't know, half the time.
With much better, surrounded by much better players, right?
Yeah, and more importantly, which actually equates to that, is the amount of chances created by Chelsea. Now, I'm not sure whether we're going to reach that same level as we did last year, because it looks like we're going to be a different football team, stylistically speaking. But I think he could convert a lot of those chances, or at least a respectable amount. And I think he meaning that David Datra could be a successful number 9 for Chelsea. When you look at the amount of chances we create, I think that's important. As could this gentleman that that we're looking to spend 25 million on. I mean, yeah, Duran. I mean, as I said, I'll be honest with you, I know nothing about him other than what I read early today. Who knows? It's pure speculation. But it's just the fact that he's so youthful is my only hesitation. But that doesn't mean to say he can't succeed. I want to emphasize that. I'm not saying he can't succeed. It's just, I don't know. I just want our squad to be a little bit more balanced. That's all.
And yes, saying, Roger, we're all concerned, and rightly so, because when in fact, like you've already said, I don't want to do a tapping on you, but you've already talked about that. We had a lot of the issues we had last season down to the experience of our squad.
That was
so
part
signing
of it.
more. Yeah, part of it. Yeah, and you can say signing more experienced player will make a lot of difference. And but let's wait and see.
Yeah.
The transfer window will be open in a few days. Yep, correct me if I'm wrong.
I believe so.
We'll see what the club does. Yeah, go ahead if you are still speaking.
Yeah, no, Coach, listen, injuries was a huge factor for us. And I think behind that, as a number 2 reason why we didn't acquire more points, is definitely, I think, a lack of experience. I think that's a contributing factor, I would say. And so, but then again, you could argue that, because this young squad / team is going to grow together, maybe that bodes well in the future. But I mean, this new coach is coming in. He's going to have to hit the ground running. He's going to need and require immediate return on investment. This is what this team needs. In fact, we can't afford realistically to be out of the top 4 next year. We just can't. So,
yeah, I mean, it's we just
it's a slippery slope.
We must not. That must not happen. And let's see what happens. Again, and I'm just going to go back to you can say reference to what I already said with regards to us signing Tosin. That might have just been that we did see an opportunity too good to pass, and we pounced on it and signed him. He's naturally a leader, but there's no guarantee whether that's an indicator that we're going to be signing a lot more experienced players than we already have. that's because Tosin was signed as a free agent. So I hope that's not the case, because we need at least
Likewise.
two more experienced players. Let's keep those in the chat, the microphone, then we come back and we still have some other items to talk. Roger, thank you so much. Always good to have you on the panel. I haven't asked you. You told me you were going to be coming back to the States. I don't know if that's the case right now. Mabasta05 on my Iraqi bro says, a bigger coach, I don't want Duran at Chelsea. We need an experienced striker to help Jackson, and there's nothing we can do about it. It's looking more likely that that's exactly what's going to happen. All we have to do is just to support him. It's a huge risk, but that's not to say that certainly he fails, so he's not going to survive. After all, not a lot of people gave Cole Palmer a chance, and it turned out to be one of our best players, like actually our standout player last season. And I'm going to come back to Roger, please, even if I forget. I want you to talk about. I think you already alluded to that. How big name signings haven't really worked out for us. The players that have done well for us are all players we didn't spend a lot buying. From Cole Palmer to Malo Gusto, Nicholas Jackson, he did well, irrespective of what you think of him. There are other names, when you look at them, we didn't spend that much money for them. But the ones we paid a lot for, they seem to underperform every time. Roger knows you were joking. He's not. I'm not sure how else to put that one. Duran will bring the gang Colombian. The void. Nice to see you, Brian. Hope you're doing well. Why did Chelsea like loaning all these new kinds of talents and loan players like who? You can't. They all cannot represent Chelsea. It's as simple as that, really. Olise and Duran are coming. Sources, trust me, bro. Yeah. Olise could still happen, but it's going to be some battle to get that deal over the line. I get it. Some might argue that we have the upper hand, the fact that he came through our academy system. United are also interested, and I don't know whether they've changed in terms of how much they're willing to pay players these days. But it's looking like they're leaning towards our model. They're doing something similar to our model too. And if that's the case, maybe they won't be paying a lot more than us. I don't know, but I still think they pay better than us. If that has changed, I don't know. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. People, the likes do go a long way. I don't think we're paying 45 million for him, even in euros. I don't think so. Just remember, I told you that. Anything else to address here? Otherwise, I'm going to be scrolling to the very bottom. And he has never scored double figures. He hits the bar so well, but he just doesn't score a lot of goals. Who are you talking about? You have to be specific. I'm not sure what to do. I think it depends on your device. I think you're better off on a desktop. And apologies for that. They're still working on it because the company, EV Mux, send them messages. They ask for feedback. It's relatively new. You can say in the streaming software industry. StreamYard is OG, but this has a lot more this has a lot better features than StreamYard, and I prefer this one. We still have StreamYard. We can always switch back to that if this proves to be problematic. He's a proper striker. He's not scared for headers to yep. He puts in his body, his leg, head, everything. More than Nicholas Jackson. Yep. Keep dropping the likes on the screen, people. The likes do go a long way. Some reason teams don't want to know anymore. I don't know what the reasons are. Only one comes to mind, but I'm a believer in second chances. But there's a lot of reasons why signing Tonel will be a risk. There are not even beyond the risks that come to mind. You also have to consider the fact that he's way too old given the age of the players we want. But that's not to say if we see the opportunity to sign any player, I don't know, just like Tosin, that we wouldn't do that. The world knew Mbappe at age of 17. He's 20. Compare him to someone else like Haaland. A good argument right there. Let's see what happens. everything is about opportunity. But that's the fact that the world knew Mbappe at the age of 17 doesn't mean that Duran will be as good, will become as good as Mbappe. But you never know. It's about opportunity. Him playing, you can say, getting the good enough opportunity to play and develop and show how good he can become or how good he is. If Joe Shields wants him, then forget what I said about Durango. So you trust Joe Shields? Is that what you're saying? So Fadinho, big up to you too. I hope you're doing well. We need a Tonne. You never know. The recent reports suggest that Tonne wants to join Chelsea. I don't know whether to believe that or not. I think Roger has hung out with certified JK2 much, starting to sound like him. You see what I mean? I'm saying I don't get it. You need to break down that joke for me to understand. To be frank, Arsenal, Man United are going for Zaki. Is he going to join them? The Bologna, is that how you pronounce Bologna? He did well under Morta. Whether Let's see whether he moves. We'll see. Who are we to criticize our club for going for Duran? Let's just wait and see and support the guy. When they are the same age, lots of factors to consider. I'm going to scroll to the very bottom, but as I scroll now, if I see your comment, and if I haven't read it, any of your comments before, I will try to get what you have to say there. Jhon Duran for 15 million. This is criminal. I haven't seen anywhere that we're going to pay anything close to that. 45 million was a last number I did see on X. And rumors are that we're paying 25 million pounds. We're going to pay 25 million pounds for him. I think that's more believable. Are we moving with with the kids? It's over for us. I hope this is just rumors. Chelsea fans, we allowed this from Osimhen, Sesko, Alvarez. Now we didn't allow anything. We can't change anything. In all honesty, we just can't change it. I don't really rate Fofana. Okay, and understandable. We're all entitled to our respective opinions. I think Duran has a higher ceiling than Fofana. It's a possibility, but I haven't come to that conclusion yet. I'd rather have that Fofana, much better player. And Bobby Fairview is saying, Roger, just go ahead and speak the truth. Yeah, we discussed who is Ken Bates. I don't know. Ken Bates, the guy that bought Chelsea for $1. So why are you bigging him up?
£1.
Yeah, why are you bigging up Ken Bates here? What happened? Did anything happen? In Maresca's system, the striker has a simple role in mind. I am thinking about a Haaland type of striker who is strong, physical, and clinical in a transition and a 1v1. Haaland isn't good 1v1 if the need is to dribble the player. But if the need is just to put away the ball between him and the goalkeeper, I think, he's one of the best around, in my opinion. But let's see. I just don't want to misquote you. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Roger, that's Jay saying hello to you in the chat.
Hello, Jay.
Yeah. Kuchila, I am you don't have to keep asking me that. I know you're joking, and I don't care that much what people are saying in the chat until they start name calling there. And Constantine Dunn, big up to you, Dante. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. And I'm going to scroll to the very bottom. Apologies, I just can't get everything you have in the chat, but I'll try to get your subsequent contributions. The Bayern Colwill story. The Bayern Colwill story is back again this morning. And what do you think will happen? What do you think will happen? I don't think the club will sell him, in my opinion. I understand the FC Bayern remain in contact with Levi Colwill and the players' camp. So I don't know. I don't want to start speculating. Just like the same thing I did when I argued. It looks like he's bent on remaining at Brighton and not come back to Chelsea. I'm not sure what to make of this report. And the good thing is that the reports are coming from Bayern aligned outlets. One of them named FC Bayern. I think something to that. Chelsea won some trophies on that can bait, and we finish in the top 6. What were Man City doing before the Abu Dhabi takeover? Okay. Oh, thank you for that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes that do go a long way. Anything else to address here? Chelsea signed Palmer for 14 million last year, despite the fact that he didn't score a Premier League goal for Man City. But look at Cole Palmer. Yeah, you don't just judge players, give him a chance. And if it doesn't work out, then your argument whether we should have, whether we shouldn't have, on whether we should or should not have signed that player will be justified. Coach, do you think that Duran could become the next Diego Costa? Diego Costa is more technically gifted, but I'll just leave it at I think he can do well as the number 9. Whether that would be at Chelsea, I don't know. You never know. And I don't want to push the envelope, say if that makes sense. What was that? I did read something. Roger, what do you make of the Levi Colwill Bayern links? Once you're done with that, I think we'll start addressing items we have lined up.
Yeah, I mean, it could be valid that they want him, unless they come in with an ungodly amount of money, like, I don't know, 75 million plus. Unless it's because everyone has their buying price or their selling price, yeah. Unless they come in with an offer that we can't turn down, I think he stays. I think Chelsea look at him as our future, or at least part of it. However, money talks, but the good thing is Chelsea have stated recently, or there've been reports coming from Chelsea that we don't need to sell players before the 30th of this month, where the fiscal season, the fiscal year ends. And so because of that, we're under no pressure to sell him if reports are led to believe to be true. So I don't see him leaving, but you never know. I don't think that Bayern can afford to actually spend that kind of money anyway. But if they do offer us something that is too good to be true, I think Chelsea will consider it then. But other than that, I think he's staying here. I don't see him leaving. Coach, can you hear me, Coach? Did you mute
I
your?
was saying it had to be something special for Chelsea to accept it. Plus, he's on a 300-year contract, so yeah,
Yeah,
it's not gonna work. If Bayern want Colwill, give me the lead. I don't think I'd rather keep a Colwill, but I not think he stays. Question: what if we don't get top 4? Are they going to sack Maresca or the directors? I don't know. I don't know what he's promised to deliver, but the length of the contract shows that as long as they're seeing progress, Mariska stays. I don't think they'd be willing to hit the reset button. I think it would take some awful, awful performance, or you could say disagreement between him and the board before he leaves. But Heston, I'm gonna say this, and remember, I didn't say this under Mauricio Pochettino. I only said I'm not sure where we're gonna finish, but I'm sure we'll do better than we did the previous season. This season, I'm certain we're going to do really well with being in the top 4. But that's a small opinion. But Roger, I don't know if you're able to answer this question. I haven't seen his contract. I wasn't there when it was discussed. I don't know what he's promised to deliver. The demand of the club of him, I don't know. But let's hear you, Roger, if you want to respond to that one.
sure. Listen, obviously I can't predict the future, but it depends. If we don't
Hmm.
make top 4, but we play at a very high standard, then or we have a lot of injuries yet again, I think they may take that into consideration. It all depends. If we play very poorly and we're close to being 10th or 12th, then no, he's not going to be there the next season in all likelihood, based on how historically trigger happy this new ownership have been. It all depends. There has to be context to us not making top 4. There could be mitigating circumstances. So, but if we do play well, and let's say we end up 5th, and we miss it by either goal difference or a point or two, there's a possibility he could indeed still be the coach the following year. But I wouldn't bet on it.
I know you probably talked about briefly what you think would happen, and they consider that being the factor that into their decision on whether to keep Maresca or not. But let's be more specific with the question. What will happen? I'm not saying that's going to be the case, but let's just, you can say anything is possible, irrespective of my prediction of how I believe the season will end for us. What will happen that you think that consider us being unlucky? Now we did enough, but weren't lucky enough to, you say, to get finish better.
What do you mean? Could you expand on that, please?
What do you think they consider as us being unlucky that, yeah, we did well, but because of that A, B, C, we didn't make it into top four, and
Well, another way of us keeping him if we didn't make top four is if we won a domestic trophy, or actually a European trophy, you know. So
which one of the trophies that if we win, we get to participate in the Champions League? Which one of them?
Neither. We
Neither. Oh, Europa League.
Europa League would be the next.
League,
yeah, would be FA Cup. And had we made it into Europa League this coming season and we had won the Europa League, then we would be in the Champions League, even if we get relegated. But yeah, I don't know. So I think, yeah, he can be kept, Maresca, if indeed circumstances like a lot of injuries, or we played exceptionally well and were unlucky, or we win trophies. You know, look at Ten Hag. Reports are that they're going to keep him. In fact, offer him a new contract. As a Chelsea fan, you should consider that a huge bonus, because I watched the majority of their games last season, and they were horrendous at times, fortuitous also. I'm going to take off my bias hat. They were really poor. You know, if I was a Man U fan, I would be, yes, you won a domestic cup. So that is considered a success.
So you're saying winning a trophy makes a difference?
It does. But if I was a Man U fan, I would not be happy with the fact that you're keeping Ten Hag. I think
rival fans are celebrating the fact that they want to give him another contract.
Yeah, I'm shocked.
Would you say that's not the fact there aren't too many elite managers available on the market?
Well,
that may well have been the case.
It looks like that. I think Man U were turned down by several coaches, like Thomas Tuchel. I believe he didn't want that. I'm not sure about Poch. I always thought Poch wanted that job, so I'm not sure. But it looks like
I wasn't sure that they wanted Poch either.
Yeah. Also, I think because of Southgate, he's going to be employed until November, and so I don't know. I think they wanted Southgate, but he's not even going to look at offers because he's a national team coach currently. So anyway, I just think that's a huge plus for if you're a Chelsea fan or if you're anything but a Man U fan, because I think, listen, they're probably going to be a better team next year, no doubt about it. But I don't consider him to have had a successful season last year in the league I'm talking about, because they were atrocious. And so my fear was that they would upgrade their manager / head coach position with a Thomas Tuchel or a Poch, etc., or a Nagelsmann, whomever, I don't know. But they've chosen not to, apparently. And if you're a Chelsea fan, that's a huge win-win, because I think it suits Chelsea's future. So I'm happy about that. And
a lot of people don't think it. A lot of people, rival fans, don't believe it do well. But chances are, again, I'm just saying, I think maybe he's more suited to the Ajax type of model, where the board, the scouting department, and all that always unearth germs from certain clubs, bring him in, and he was able to make it work, and they did well. But at Man United, he was given the right to, you could say, point at the players he wants, and they bring him in. It hasn't worked. So maybe we're hearing the Man United, they're changing their overall operational approach in terms of signing players and everything. He gets a say, but it's not about him just saying he wants to play A, B, C, D, or that. I think that for me, that may well be something he's you can say he's not good at. His talent ID is poor, maybe, but it's good at you finding a good talent and asking him if he can make it work and signing for him, and all that. But rival fans, I don't know why they're celebrating. We may well come see that come 24-25 season, he'd be one of the best coaches in the Premier League. And Mavas is saying, Coach, I'll tell you what Man City were doing before the Abu Dhabi takeover before 2008. Man City were a mid-table Premier League team. Okay. And they got humiliated 8-1 by a Middlesbrough side. I don't think Colwill is leaving. I don't think he's leaving either. Houston, and I'm going to say something I said before. The reports we're seeing with regards to him potentially moving to Bayern are all from Bayern aligned sources, if that makes sense. Nothing has come from any English outlet like David Onston or Simon Phillips or those journalists saying that Chelsea are looking to sell Levi Colwill. If anything, Fabrizio, who's not English, actually, I'm not sure where he's based, he's come out to say Chelsea consider him untouchable. And he's going to be there. So let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with it. We are not interested in selling Levi Colwill. I remember that. This is saying if we don't qualify for Champions League, we might need to sell players at the end of the season due to FFP. Hence the need for a proven goal scorer. Everything is then. I get it. That's from your perspective. If you mention a proven goal scorer, you're sounding as if you want us to sign a traditional number 9, and we have a situation where every time we get to the final third, we channel all our majority of our goal scoring chances through a single individual. That signing such player would have been a huge issue under Mauricio Pochettino, and under Angel Maresca, I can assure you it will be an even more issue. Why? He had to get Jamie Vardy to be dropping deep, to participate in the places like Hurricane and everything, and sometimes moving to the flanks and not just being a static number 9 waiting for the ball to come in. He wants a fluid approach. So if you're saying, I don't know, I'm not sure what it's to say. I think we're better off improving what we have, in my opinion. I was one of those saying, I don't think we need any number 9. Because if you ask Nkunku, he'd tell you he's a number 9. We just we hopefully he stays fit. If he stays fit, I think we'd look back and say, yeah, we really didn't need one. And most especially if you sign a traditional number 9, and traditional number 9s out there, established traditional number 9 and cheap, all very expensive. But I get your opinion anyway. In them, indefinitely saying we need a finisher. Jhon Duran is a potential the antithesis of what we need. We have David Nacho Fofana and whispers, why do we need another no-name striker instead of giving them an opportunity? Listen, I think I would say whispers. I would say bring me Duran. Whispers is more of doesn't differ that much from Nkunku and Nicholas Jackson. What other name did you mention? That Fofana also, as much as I like him, doesn't differ that much from Nkunku and Nicholas Jackson. So why pile up such? But with Duran is unique. He's different a bit. He's more of a number 9 than those two. More of a number 9 than Nkunku and Nicholas Jackson. He has that instinct of number 9, taking instinctive shots taking shots without hesitation, whether on the carpet or in the air. I hope you understand my point there. So my point is, I think if we need to mix it up, Duran is the guy. Maybe Benjamin Sesko would have, you can say, had we come for if we had the opportunity to sign Sesko and we get it over the line, people will be more confident going into the coming season because he's played more top flight football than Duran. So I wouldn't go to the extent of saying give Whispers a chance than Duran. No, or maybe that's Fofana. They differ, and I think I agree. Yeah, we should go for Duran rather than the other two. Because Dacho Fofana doesn't differ that much from Nkunku and Jackson. Maybe I need to learn more about Whispers. Yeah, if you get my point there. But I understand where you're coming from, and people's concerns are justifiable, in my opinion, given the fact that he hasn't played too many top flight of football, and hardly played under Unai Emery and all that because he played a second fiddle to the most underrated player in the Premier League, in my opinion, in Oli Watkins. I'm going to clip what you said about Duran in regards to Costa, then edit into a video. If you're saying Duran will be another Costa, and also saying that he will be as technically gifted, you're mixing things up. Maybe you need to go watch it again. You didn't pay attention. I'm sorry, these sporting directors need to be fired and should have already been on gardening leave. The best sporting director we had in terms of a talent ID was Vivel. We'll find out. There's no way to conclude that's the case. Vivel, he's made a name for himself at Leipzig. He has better record than the co-sporting directors we have right now. But I think, if anything, we've seen things again, Cole Palmer and where I think his thing. I get it, we're all frustrated. I'm Vivel, until proven otherwise, will always be considered the better of, like you say, even compared to the fact we have two sporting directors, and he, as a single individual, is, you can say, is way better than them. His record speaks for him. But that could change. Well, the chances are, we get into the 24-25 season starts, we'll find out that actually these guys, they've actually done well for us. But that's just my opinion anyway. I'm not complaining too much, and there's nothing we can do about them right now. If we don't get Olise and a proper striker, I don't see top four. My opinion. Thank you. That's how we operate here. Your opinion embraces, and I like that. Because you knew I was going to talk about what you have to say there, and then let you know it's your opinion. If we don't do sporting directors need to go. Lots of questions. If in fact they were the one that hired Mariska, if for the third time they hired the wrong manager, then I think the owners will say, yeah, that's it, you're done. But I think Mariska would do well. What I do not like about all of these is that they are setting Mariska up for failure. I disagree, and I'm going to explain why. Before Mariska joined, he was properly briefed on the structure or construct of the project. He's properly briefed on the direction the club wants to go, and we've been told that he was okay with it. He was okay with just being the manager. But that doesn't mean the fact that he's agreed to be just the manager, to manage, just a coach, a head coach, so to speak, to coach the players, help them become better and everything. That doesn't mean we'll finish the sign. You could say, wrap up the signing of a player without consulting him and saying, what do you think? If he says no, I don't see us signing any player. If he says no, this player will not suit my approach, I don't see him sign. I don't see the club signing the player. Yeah, so I don't believe we're setting him up to fail. He's already looked at the squad. He said we have a very good squad, and if we need to make any more signings, he'd be part of the conversation. Roger, I want you to come in, please.
About which one?
About this particular
Maresca?
comment from Ethan is saying, saying we're setting him up to fail.
No, because I don't think we're doing anything different than we have in the previous 3 to 4 managers. No, this is a project. They know what they're getting themselves in for, primarily. I don't believe we're setting them up to fail. I believe that the sporting directors and the board of directors have a vision. They have a project, quote unquote, that they believe that they wish to acquire the best youth talent in the world and put them together. Some of them are going to pan out, some of them aren't, and they'll be moved on. Now, this could be either a model for financial reasons or a model for success on the field, or a combination of both. And so they're approaching things from a different angle, shall we say. And so I don't believe, I think that statement about the sporting directors, if this manager and this team doesn't succeed, and when I mean succeed, at least make top 4, if we do indeed regress, then I believe that the common denominator isn't the managers, isn't the players, even though they're very responsible. It has to be the sporting directors. I think they have to look inwards, or the board of directors have to look and say, maybe these chaps haven't made the right decision. Maybe we haven't hired the right coaches. Maybe we haven't acquired the right players. Because I'm not sure how long this can continue if we fail to succeed on a consistent basis. Having said that, also not firing certain managers may have been an issue. Maybe they should have, kept whomever previously. You fill in the blank. One doesn't know. Because as I said before, historically speaking, you usually get 2 to 3 seasons. Yes, I understand Chelsea's a big team, but listen, Klopp didn't win anything his first 3.5 seasons. Had he had the same results with Chelsea, he wouldn't have lasted 3.5 years. He would have been terminated. It's that simple. It's that simple.
Yeah.
And certainly, Sir Alex, there's no way that you can go 6 years without getting a trophy. It just wouldn't happen. So
times have changed.
Yeah, yes and no. Because people say, well, there's more money in now. Well, then guess what? In the next 10, 20 years, there's going to be even more money. Does that mean you hire a coach for the first half and get rid of them based on the amount of money that is generated? No. Times have changed, yes, but not for some clubs. You look at stability has been proven. Let's look at the last several teams that have won this league. They have longevity. There's a reason why. Stability is important.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Roger. 68 likes, people. Let's try and get it to 100 likes as soon as possible. We have a total of 117 people watching, 53 on YouTube, and the rest on X. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Let's get it up. And Vic is saying he doesn't think Man United were turned down by coaches. He thinks they interviewed all the coaches, including Eric Ten Hag, and he got the job again, even if it is for a short term until Southgate becomes available. Okay.
Well, I heard reports that Thomas Tuchel turned it down. So I don't
he said he doesn't want. Yeah. Even though they had contacts with them, he just decided, you know what, that wasn't for him. But there's no way to confirm what's what and what wasn't. Anything that I could tell, okay, let's keep it aligned, people. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. When Euros start, all the transfer links will go quiet. Even before that, clubs usually don't like to sign players before a major competition. Question for Coach and Roger in the chat: how much money of the 925 million euros we have spent already do you think we have wasted? It's too early.
Yeah, way too early.
Too early. The players are still very young. In all honesty, Koulibaly, we signed him. I think we sold him for a lot more, if anything. Even if we didn't sell him for a lot more, that's fine.
No, we didn't.
Too early to say the money is wasted. Are you telling me that Enzo Fernandez is done? Are you telling me that Casado, that's it? Are you telling me that Mudryk will never come good? Too early to say it's wasted. And part of that money is Cole Palmer. Look how well he's done. Part of that money you're mentioning there, Nicholas Jackson, he finished the season well, irrespective of the fact that he missed 1,000 chances. He still finished the season as one of our best players. So nothing is wasted right now because these are young players. None of them is above 25. Now you say, they're approaching the end of their career. So all of them still have selling values, even if we end up selling them for less. But I'll let you speak, Roger.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's way too early to tell. Having said that, I think we have, quote unquote, overspent on some players. I don't believe we should have spent that amount of money for Enzo. Yes, I understand that we overpaid because you're paying a premium for a World Cup winner. That's happened.
And plus, he had a release clause.
Yeah, that's happened a lot over the years. What's his name? The Colombian player that was bought. I'm trying to think. What's his name?
Ecuador?
No, he was the one that scored that sensational volley about 6 years ago, or however long ago it was.
For Chelsea.
No, it wasn't for Chelsea. It was another team, but they spent.
Oh, James Rodriguez.
Yeah, James Rodriguez. Yeah,
Yeah.
and listen, great player at the World Cup, but never materialized and translated into the league. And
At
so
Everton, at Monaco,
Bayern, I
where
think,
else?
right?
Madrid.
I was at
Yeah, he
Madrid.
later went
Yeah,
to Monaco. I
and
think so.
so
Yeah.
you
But
look
did
at
he?
that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and you look at that, and I think we paid a premium for a World Cup winner, and it's the same mistake. I think now when it comes to Caicedo, I we would have spent 100 million anyway, but it's because Liverpool came in with a counter offer. We had to. So had we not matched that or exceeded it, guess what? Liverpool would have spent over 100 million anyway. So not so much that was forced upon us, but we have, I think, at times spent more money than necessary. You look at the woolly mammoth. There's no way that we should have spent that amount of money on him. He also, traditionally, we have overspent, especially the last few years. There's been instances, but the majority of the players that we've spent money on, with very few exceptions, it's way too early to tell. We've
Yeah.
also had some good
Yeah, go ahead.
acquisitions. You look at Gusto, he's worth the money. You look at Petrovic. Palmer seems to be a steal. Jackson seems to be good investment. I think one of the players that maybe we spent too much money on, but not a lot too much, but that gave him too high wages is probably Sterling is one of them, I think. And Kunku, I think, listen, he's been injured. It's hard to grade him, but he looks like our best finisher. Lavia, 50 million. I mean, who's to say? That could turn out to be a bargain. One doesn't know.
Yeah, and here's the thing: where every club's best paying customer. But overall, our argument is that
I
Roger.
think Colwell we overspent too. That's one player. Not Colwell,
Yeah.
Chilwell, I mean. Chilwell, I apologize.
Well, yeah, you can. But here's the thing, Roger. We're Chelsea, and we're everyone's best paying customer. Every time we come to the
Yeah,
store,
you know
we
this
know
fact.
that the money man is there. We pay premium, and changing that will take a while. It will take the approach of the new owners of late. But let's just move on from that. I think the overall point is this: is that too early to say whether we wasted money or not.
Yeah, it's
This is
way
still
too
young.
early, by the way.
Well,
Way too early.
these are young players, in my opinion. I get it. Frustration could lead to us jumping, you could say, making non-sensible assumptions, because it's still assumption, in my opinion. But it's understandable. We're all frustrated. A lot of us, you could say, Dean, irrespective of what you think. Let me just leave it at this. I think it's way too early to conclude that we wasted money. But good question anyway. It got us thinking. Duran can finish. Yep, he's a striker with an excellent striker's instinct. Doesn't hesitate. We need a number 9 because we don't have a number 9. And Kunku is not a number 9, but he tells you he's one. No matter how you spin it, stop trying to sell us a chewing gum. Just go. Just go away. I don't like you, man. But we'll find out. Roger, again, Jude cannot message you on X. He says I cannot message you because you are not following me. Okay, Roger, please follow him back.
Who is this?
Jude.com. X have changed over time. Yeah. Let's see, keep dropping the likes in the stream. People, the likes do go along good. Big up to you, yes, that. But thanks, saying Chris so far, Vivel left because he didn't like the model, and it differs from what he expected. But see, people twist that. Duran has disciplinary issues. Chelsea is baby. I say, what? Be more specific. Disciplinary issue could be anything. It could be gambling of the field issue. So I'd like you to be more specific. I blame Winsterley, Igbali for Vivel leaving. I don't blame anybody. We don't know why he left, but we can only speculate. I think we should sell whoever we need to sell if we get good offers. When it's time to sell, the buyers may not be available and they may take advantage of us. I'm really not concerned about clubs taking advantage of Chelsea in terms of selling players. They've proven that they get how much they want to get for any player they want to sell. But that's just my opinion anyway. How can every manager be a project? They scrap their project every 12 months. Yeah, I'm going to say this quickly. And here's the thing, the hiring and firing will continue if things don't go the right way. But I think Maresca, for me, I think he's going to succeed for multitude of reasons. We have a more rehearsed team that we had before Mauricio Pochettino became our manager. That's for sure. So he has a lot less job to do in terms of nurturing a unit. He has one already, except if he changes too much, then that would be an issue. And his thing, you hire a manager with the intent of keeping the manager for 3 years. Doesn't mean if the manager is going to get you relegated, you let him continue. I'm not mentioning anybody's name. I'm just using that as an example. Or if the manager turns out, like for instance, in the case of Mauricio Pochettino, I'm going to express my opinion of why I think he left. Let me not just go to the extent of expressing my opinion on why I think he left. I think he, at one point, after agreeing that he likes the project, and remember the way he started off by telling us how Chelsea should be, you say, pushing to win the league and all that. But irrespective of what he said and what he didn't say, I think at one point he looked at it and felt like he's not going to be able. It doesn't work for him. Whether be the reason being that he doesn't think he can achieve anything with the crop of players we have, or maybe he needs us to start signing more experienced players even after agreeing after taking a look at the construct of the model and agreeing that yeah, he can achieve something with that. Because I'm quite sure before he put pen to paper to become our manager, he was properly briefed and he agreed he can deliver with what we have. And then at one point you hear him complaining about needing more experience, and even in the midfield area where we're jam-packed, in my opinion. So my point is, you don't no sentiment. You put sentiments aside once if you're not seeing results. It's a result-driven business. You cannot, because you want to you can say you want to keep ensure consistency. What's the language I'm looking for? Or maybe continuity. You want to keep a manager, give them time, and then you watch the manager drag you to relegation because you want to give him time. That's just, I don't know what else to say here. Roger, if you want to come in with regards to the comments on the screen, let's hear you. In my opinion, I don't think clubs have the luxury to keep him and be sentimental about a manager's position if results ain't going the right direction. Even if it's just a sheer luck that the club aren't doing that the players aren't performing, or the club isn't seeing results. Sometimes you just gotta look beyond that and say, yeah, it just isn't working. But Roger, let's see if you have anything to add to that.
Yeah, that's from indefinite, all indefinite. I don't think it's the manager is a project. I think the project is in and of itself a project, meaning that it's that they've identified a plan going forward where they wish to build a team based on youth, based on certain criteria, whether it's for financial reasons within a business model, or they believe that they want to acquire the best young players going forward, and they want a manager slash, head coach to, shall we say, captain the ship. And I think that's what they're looking at. I don't think they're hiring managers that are a project. I think that they want someone that can guide this project. I don't think they want a manager to be a project, not at all. Having said that, we've just hired someone with zero, first division,
And people have the right to be concerned.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't managed / coached at a top division team yet, meaning whether that's in the top league or actually was Parma wasn't that in the La Liga? He may have. I don't know. Actually I may be corrected, but it certainly wasn't a success. I believe Parma was in La Liga, right? It wasn't in their second tier.
I think Go ahead, Roger.
Yeah, so maybe he has. I stand corrected, but he certainly hasn't coached in the Premier League yet. So okay, you could call that somewhat of a project. I get what you're saying, indefinite, but I don't think they perceive him to be a project. I think that they look at him as the new up and coming coach that can make this transition successfully. At least this is what they're led to believe. And I think they were impressed with him in their interview. For whatever reasons, they believe this is the man that can take Chelsea forward. Only time will tell, indefinite. I get what you're saying, though. I really do. It's valid. Um, Listen, you know how I feel. I don't necessarily agree with their approach, but let's see. You know, the reason why it was successful in the past is because our squad was so deep. Our rotational players were internationals. We had leadership all over the field. And if you look, with the exception of Tuchel, our first two attempts to reaching a championship final came with, shall we say, quote unquote, lesser coaches. So, but we're not afforded that luxury right now because this squad, this team, they're nowhere near their prime, even though that they're full of internationals, but they're very youthful, and so and it's an unbalanced squad as we've discussed before. But you know, I'm frustrated.
And,
I'll be honest with you.
and let's say this, Roger. I'm frustrated too. In all honesty, I am. Even I'm frustrated that again. I'd be lying if I say it again. That I'm not. That I'm not frustrated. I'd be lying. Even I wasn't ready to give what's his name, Ruben Amorim a chance. Even though he's won the Portuguese league, he's doing well. And whenever we talked about him, I referenced the case of AVB. How the fact that Amorim won the Portuguese league doesn't mean that he comes to Chelsea and start ripping trees. And I think that it's Bobby that usually says it like that.
Yeah.
But Roger, let's be honest here. Our concerns are legit, but let's use a more formal language. Our concerns are justified. The
Yeah.
fact that he's the championship manager until he plays his first game as Chelsea manager. But let's be honest here. That's not to say that definitely he's going to struggle. Do you get my point, Roger?
Sure. Yeah. Listen, I have no idea. I mean, I'm going to be really facetious here. We could win every game 10-0. Conversely speaking, we could lose every game
Just
10
go ahead,
nothing.
Roger. It looks like one of my front camera is off, but I'll turn it on a bit while you speak. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's too early. I have no idea how this team will look, how it will set up, how I have a somewhat of an idea with regards to. I don't think it's going to be as entertaining as we were last year. I think if this is purely based on possession-based football, I have a small reservation about that. I get flashbacks from Sarri in that regard, whether you liked it or not. I don't want us to pass for the sake of passing. However, I do like the fact that we will be more, shall we say, pragmatic in regards to transitional football, if that is indeed the case. I welcome that, obviously, but I'm somewhat reserved. But let's see. That's why they play the game, right? It's not played on paper. It's going to be really an interesting season. I just hope it's not as bumpy as the previous seasons. There was too many peaks, too many valleys, and well, maybe not enough peaks, but definitely a lot of valleys. It was a roller coaster of a ride, very, as they would say, sinusoidal, right? Like a sinusoidal wave. And I don't really want that. I want us to progress and incrementally improve as each game proceeds. And that's a tough ask, probably. But I'm looking forward to it, no doubt about it. Just like I'm looking forward to the Euros, maybe with apprehension because of my country's history or lack thereof. But it's a beautiful sport, and I just hope that we can, shall we say, improve on last season. I really think there's a strong possibility we can. But the number one I think, factor for Chelsea to be successful under this coach. I think a lot of it has to do with health. Bobby and I have discussed this ad nauseum. If we repeat the same level of injuries as we did last season, doesn't matter if God is our coach. We're not going anywhere. It's just that simple. We need a relatively healthy squad and team for us to succeed and improve.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Sorry, guys. Somebody put the temperature to 75, and when that's the case with the all the equipment I have in here, so the camera is set to not break, instead shut off. So the front camera did shut off. Hopefully, it will still stay on until the
Hold on,
AC
you live in
starts
Nevada, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's crazy now. I think it was 108 a few days ago.
Yeah, there's no icebergs there currently, if I'm not mistaken. I've been there.
There's no what?
There's no icebergs there. You know, it's a bloody hot place. Yeah, it's hot.
Crazy.
75.
It is. Yeah, it's burning. Somebody said it's 75. It's my in-laws. So
I got
they're not used to, but for me, I've gotten used to 65. Sometimes if I was alone in the house, I put it to 55 and I'll sleep
really
nice. Yeah,
wow.
55 is good for me. Just under the blanket, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
But with 65, actually, I'd have my shirt on. Hello at Chelsea Perspective and all the Chelsea Football Club supporters. You told your sister that we wish her a happy birthday, and she really appreciated it. Tell her much love. And if today is your birthday, if you're a paid member and you want to shout out to somebody you know who's celebrating their birthday today, do let us know. We'd be happy to celebrate with you. We need just 23 more likes to get it to 100 likes. Let's make it happen. We had 80 plus people watching. It fluctuates, and I think it will still go back to 80. And Vic is responding to Roger. It says, Roger, you believe it could turn down the job, but maybe it's United and not wanting to give him what he wants. So did Poch and other coaches turn down the job as well. Come on, it's Manchester United. Does it really matter? It's Manchester United doesn't mean that Thomas Tuchel cannot say he doesn't want the job. And you actually did say that in your comment there, that maybe they didn't want to give him what he wants. So he turned them down. It's still him. If that was the case, it's still him turning them down, irrespective of how you see it. Roger, I don't know you have anything to add to that.
No, it's fine.
All right.
Listen,
All right, thank you. Osimhen's future to be decided very soon by Fabrizio, by Fabrizio Romano, by De Laurentiis, but I get the comment. USA versus Brazil, who do you guys have winning? Wrong answer only. You cannot script football. On paper, a lot of people will tell you Brazil will win, but you cannot skip a script football. It's as simple as that. It's played over 90 minutes plus added time. We always overpay it at 10. Woo! Looks like I'm 1,000 years behind. Sponsor update. Good chances Infinite Athlete will remain as Chelsea front of shirt sponsor. Riyadh Air and Chelsea cannot agree on Chelsea's 50 million per year price. Okay. At least we have something there. Riyadh is I'm not reading that for you. Go away, Vic. Tell him that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Let's see. Did we buy Chukwuemeka from Aston Villa? Where did we? I think it was Aston Villa. Yeah. We've been sold a lot of prop about Osimhen, but ended up with Duran, and people still think we're getting Olise. We can get Olise. That's a different thing altogether. We can still get him, and we're seriously interested in getting him. We wanted him. We triggered his release clause last transfer window until Villa threatened to, I think, was it sue us or to report us to a certain body? I'm not sure. Look, you have every right to believe what you want to believe, bro. You're entitled to your opinion. I'm entitled to mine. Poch wasn't passionate or animated in the touchline. He kept folding his arms without saying anything. I'm not gonna say anything there. I'm gonna scroll to the very bottom. I see JC in the house. JC, nice to see you. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. And I've told people that I'm leaving the Aura gang and I'm joining the Seeing is Believing gang. Even though I believe Enzo Mariska will do well, I'm not gonna go to the extent of you say, hosting parties for everything he said, just like a lot of people did when Poch took over. No, I'm joining the Saint is believing gang, but I wholeheartedly believe he would do well. But until that happens, whatever he says, I don't want to hear. But we'll talk about them during the shows and all that. I'm going to be scrolling past quite a lot. JC is saying I'm not shedding a tear even before a ball is kicked. Oh, that's delicious. And I like that, really. I do like that. If Jhon is 45 million, Jhon, how do you pronounce that? Jhon or Jhon? I'm not sure. Then Gallagher should be around 110 million. And do you think we're going to pay 45 million euros for Duran? I don't think so. I think people are just making up horse dung out there. You nearly forgot. He says, I will never be tricked by these owners again. Whoever we bring in from now on will be at the bottom of the list. We all expect from tapping up Osimhen to Sesko to Duran, Olise to Summerville. Let me say this. I never wanted the club to sign Osimhen. I think he's a good striker. But if Mourinho was our manager, that's when I say get him Osimhen. But even with Pochettino, I wouldn't have supported the club to sign Osimhen for reasons I've explained. Even Maresca, I don't want us to sign Osimhen. That's not me saying Osimhen is a bad player, but that's an argument for another day, and I move on. Thank you for trying that. Usatim Okulife, nice to see you. Guys, in hindsight, it's 2020. With Enzo, it is what it is. What about all the players we spent less on? You cannot be perfect in this business. Wow, that's a delicious comment, really, and I like that. We are not nobody's perfect. Yeah, we make mistakes. And if Maresca did well with the Leicester City team, I expect him to do exploits with Chelsea team over time. That's my view. Poch was set up to fail, but not Maresca. Okay. Now, I'm just gonna. I want you to do a live show where you can explain to me how Poch was set up to fail. Syria, not La Liga. That's correct. Yep. Let's go. Anything else to address? Yeah, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with. So, Roger, one comment for you. Roger, this is the exact same thing we were saying about a Potter's appointment. If it doesn't make sense, make sense. It doesn't make dollars. Or in our case, if it doesn't make sense, it does not win trophies. That's a delicious comment, and I get where you're coming from. But here's the thing. It's again, it is what it is. If it doesn't work out, you have to let the manager go, irrespective of whether you hire them and with the belief that he's going to become the next Pep Guardiola. But if it doesn't work out, you cannot be sentimental about it. You just let them go. Whether your plan was to keep him at the club for 1,000 years, but if it's not working out, you just can't walk it, keep going downhill, and let your belief that he's going to be the long-term solution to your issues drive your decision on whether to keep him or not. I don't think it makes sense, but I know you understand what I mean there. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Chelsea need a fully fit and a healthy squad for Chelsea to finish in the top 4. That's a great point. Let's see how that turns out. This says who is waiting for English FA jobs between Graham Potter and Thomas Tuchel. I suspect one of them. I don't know, and I don't care who becomes the next England manager. I don't know. I support England internationally. Yeah, except when they're playing against Nigeria. In all honesty, I've always done that, but I don't think Southgate is the man. I don't like him one bit. And if you try to get me to explain why, I'll just leave it at I don't think it's tactically, you can say, good in my opinion, good enough. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go along with. So I'm going to scroll to the very bottom and then I'll try to get your subsequent contributions in the chat. I enjoy reading whatever you have there, but I just cannot get everything. Onwuka Samuel, thank you for that. Says and Roger, Chelsea will win the league before Arsenal. That's a possibility, and that even though you can argue, let me just leave it. You know what? I believe that. I'm a Chelsea fan, by the way. First of all, before anything else. So let's move on to the next item we have lined up. 80 likes. 20 more to get it to 100. Let's make it happen, Beaver. We can. We definitely can. But if we, it can only happen if we keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. So let's go. What else do we have here? We have this particular item here. John says, this says that Dominic Solanke is understood to be on Chelsea's list of targets, but the Bournemouth frontman who spent most of his youth team career with the Blues would likely cost a lot more than Jhon Duran. Roger, anything you want to say about the possibility of Solanke coming back? How old is he right now?
I would say 27-ish, somewhere around there. Listen,
is he 27?
Give or take, yeah, it's got to be at least. Listen, we sold him because, and this is what we've done historically. We sell our
youth. 26, sorry.
26, okay. So we sell a player in their youth because they're not immediately breaking through. We sold him, how many years ago did we sell him? He was in his early 20s, right? And it's like, this is what happens, especially in that position. You're not, generally speaking, you're not going to peak until you enter your prime. I mean, that sounds an oversimplification, but it's the honest truth. It's like we don't have the patience to hang on to him and also not use him. So, yeah, he looks the real deal. I'm not sure how many goals he had last season, but it was close to 20.
Let me bring up his statistics. Yeah,
it was pretty impressive, I believe. But
yeah, go ahead. I'll bring while you speak. I'll bring up his stats.
Yeah, and this is what happens when you don't hold on to potential. You move them on, especially if you're not going to play them. I get it, and I wouldn't mind him back. He seems to. Didn't he score?
He's matured.
Yeah, and that's what happens. I think in the championship he scored a hell of a lot of goals, didn't he? A couple of seasons ago.
I didn't follow his championship stint. At the time, did he go out on loan in the championship? I think he left us for Liverpool.
No,
what happened again?
Yeah, I really can't recall. Oh, he went from Liverpool then to Bournemouth, or was it one other club? But I think with Bournemouth in the championship, he scored like a massive amount of goals. If I'm thinking of the right player, and
yeah, I didn't follow his championship stint.
Yeah, I could be thinking of someone else. But listen, he's probably better than anyone we have as a number 9 currently. I think I'm not sure how much he would go for. They probably want 50 plus million at least for him. And I think he could succeed with Chelsea. I really do. I'm not sure about his injury record, though. I can't recall.
I'm not sure either, but I have to say the asking price is where my problem lies.
How much
I think
is
someone else in the chat feels the same. Sorry, what did you say?
How much is it?
They're asking for 65 million.
Yeah, well, that it's monopoly money, isn't it? I mean, as I said, you look at 7-8 years ago, and N'Golo Kante was 30 million, and I thought that was exorbitant. I thought that was way too high. Now, you give your firstborn for 30 million. I mean, you just can't buy a quality starter for 30 million anymore. That's usually a backup player. Let's be honest. Especially for the top 10 team, you don't usually spend anything less than 50 million now for an average player for a top squad. It's just, so yeah, I mean, I don't think it's exorbitant because this is how much, when you consider and factor in the position, which is a number 9, and he is a prototypical number 9. I think he gets, assuming he stays healthy, I think he gets you 20, 25 goals a season. In the Premier League,
yeah, he's a much more refined player than he was even at Liverpool.
Yeah, of course. He was so young at Liverpool. I don't know, coach. It's I don't know. I wouldn't say no to him. He is Premier League proven. Who's to say? I wouldn't say no, but it's still a lot of money. To be honest with you,
yeah, I wouldn't say either. We'll look at his numbers
and afford to gamble in that position.
Sorry,
in my opinion,
go ahead.
Unless I don't know, unless we sell, unless we raise a couple hundred million, I don't think we should be gambling. I really don't in that particular position.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. And this saying from Indefinite, he's saying that why the heck would we pay 65
I don't
million
know.
for Solanke
Would you,
when
are
we
you
could have
thumbs up or thumbs
gotten it
down
for
for him?
50 million or even sorry, Roger?
Coach, I can't hear you, Coach.
You cannot hear me? Okay. Let me switch
If you can
it
hear
to the
me,
present.
there's no audio.
All right, can you hear me now, Roger?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's use the presentation window only. I believe Alvarez for that money. We are value brand as the Duran is the cheapest option, and he will be prioritized. Yeah, I've said before, I wasn't that I would not be shocked if we end up signing Duran, but let's see what happens. Anything else? Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. Try selling a Gallagher for 65 million. Nobody has more than everyone's value is inflated now. At the start of the window, we'll find out. We'll learn a lot more. So let's look at Solanke's numbers. He finished well. I remember when a lot of Chelsea fans started calling for the club to sign him. Just give me 1 second there. I'm still trying to get that window ready to present that to you all. So I'll open this here. Sorry, my throat itches badly, and I feel like I'm gonna get sick, and I'm concerned. Unfortunately, school is over, but they still have summer programs where one of them got home with that one, and usually it gets me worse. Let's see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes will go low. So this is Dominic Solanke. He has a total of 21 goals. Finished with 21 goals for the 23-24 seasons. Goals per 90 minutes 0.51, not close to 1 goal per 90 minutes, but that's still not bad. Let's see what else. It's important here. Okay, let's look at this numbers. General matches played, 38 matches in total. I forget about his salaries. We don't need that. We need more breakdown. Goals and the XG, expected goals. So here he has goals. A total of goals scored, 19 goals in total, 0.51 goals per 90 minutes. Goal involvement, 22 in total. Goals, forget about goals at home, goals away. Expected goals, 17.7. 0.48 per game. Non-penalty XG. I think Nicholas Jackson's numbers look better, but what we have to check is minutes per goal ratio. I think that's important. Anything else? Shots taken. Shots on target, 37 out of 76. He's averaging 1.04 shots per game. Shots off target, 38. Wow, 50-50%. He hit the woodwork 30 times. Shot conversion rate, 25%. Is that okay for you, Roger? 25% shot conversion rate.
That's actually decent. So 1 out of every 4 shots you score.
So not bad.
Yeah, that seems. Is that including penalty kick?
You were able to calculate that off the top of your head immediately, and that's accurate. Yep. Shots per goal, 4 shots per goal.
Is that including penalty kicks or just shots take?
I think it doesn't. No, I don't think so. No.
Well, that's not bad, I believe. I mean,
even if he includes penalty, he didn't score too many penalties.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. That I think that's a pretty good statistic.
So not bad for you.
Yeah. How many goals did he score last season again, Coach?
19 in total. 19 goals in total. Let me look at it again.
And how many in the Premier League?
21 goals in the Premier League. In the Premier League is 19. 1 FA Cup goal, 1 League Cup goal. So in total 21.
Yeah, I think that's very commendable.
He finished with 3 Premier League assists, 1 FA Cup assist, 1 League Cup assist.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I like that. I mean, I don't know. 65 million is a lot of money. I mean, he's proven and he's entering his prime. I don't know.
Even at that, 65 million is a lot of money. I agree with you.
But then again, is it? How much do you think? I mean, would you prefer him or Tony? or Alvarez? You would go with Alvarez, wouldn't you?
I will. You can't. I will take Alvarez.
And how much would Alvarez cost?
But we've been told that Man City would be asking for around the 80 million pounds. If they decide to sell him, and I think Alvarez will not happen. Why? I think that everything we heard in recent weeks or days were you could say sponsored by his camp to let Man City know, look, if he doesn't start playing, we're gonna push for a move, and there won't be shortage of clubs interested in signing him. I think it's that it has served its intended purpose. I don't think he's going anywhere because he's come out publicly to say he's happy at City. So, but go ahead with what you're saying.
Yeah,
That's not to say chances that it still won't happen. That's not to say that he will not leave Man City certainly. But go ahead with what you're saying.
yeah. My only hesitation about Alvarez is the fact that he's not exactly dominant aerially. He's not huge, and he's very similar to Nkunku. I wouldn't want to have two stylistically similar number nines, even though Nkunku's a false number nine, let's call him. But I would prefer, if we didn't have Nkunku, I'd go with Alvarez probably. But because we have Nkunku, I prefer someone like a Tony, someone tall, fast, who's proven also. I don't know.
And you can say Duran is Walmart version of Tone.
Yeah,
because he's powerful, he's quick, even quicker than Tone.
He's a lot younger. He's substantially younger.
Yeah, younger. Yeah, and the question will always be there because he's inexperienced. I don't need a fireplace. Just leave me alone. We'll continue looking at Solanke's numbers in a bit, and this is saying, okay, just having a good conversation. They keep going, everyone. I keep dropping the likes on the stream. We need just 18 more likes to get it to 100 likes. Let's make it happen. Anyone knows where our Olise is? Please tell me. I don't know. I don't know where we're at with that one. Just having a good conversation. I am good on Solanke for 65 million. I think that's a lot of money, in my opinion. I don't know.
It's not chicken feed.
The market is... Sorry, go ahead, Roger.
It's not chicken feed.
Yeah, exactly. Alvarez played third most minutes for Manchester City. Wow. But he wants to play even more. 65 million for Solanke. Let's just go get Ian for 100 million. Jerk of transfer window. But that's by the way. Let's look at more here. Chelsea is Walmart, FC Penny Pinching. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to leave your comment for you there the way it is. Let's see. Okay, assist, passing, and chance creation. Solanke has 3 assists in total. He averages 0.08 assists, not too many. Passes 518, successful passes 383 over out of 518. Pass completion rate 73%, not bad, really. Wouldn't you agree, Roger? He's not a midfielder.
Yeah, I mean
his pass completion rate, 73.94%.
It's hard to compare stats when you're playing for that kind of team, though,
Mm-hmm.
His stats, passing stats, will be probably far higher if he comes to a possession-based team. So that's a little bit misleading. I don't know. I mean, he wouldn't be my top of my list, but he wouldn't be at the bottom either.
Premier League experience is a huge plus.
Yeah. I don't know. It's
thank you so much for that. Yeah, go ahead, Roger, if you were still saying something.
It's hard to say. As I said, I'm actually quite happy to not spend this kind of money on someone unless someone falls in our lap. I would say, if assuming Nkunku can stay healthy and Jackson improves, which we assume he would because he's now got a year under his belt.
And we did see signs of improvements towards the end of the season.
Yeah, we did. To be honest with you, I don't know. I just, it's because of the fact that this position, it's so hard to get someone, and to spend 50 to 100 million or plus on this position that is not guaranteed with the financial rules in place, I'd play it safe. But some may argue we can't afford to play it safe. You could look at it on the other side. I get it, but I would prefer to be spending money in other areas. Like I don't know. I would say a centre back, a dominant, world class, like Van Dijk, someone of that caliber. I understand that we've got 5 or 6 of them now, but or even possibly a world class, left back. I don't know. I think our midfield set, or even a left winger or an Olise. I'd rather spend 50, 60 million on an Olise than a number 9 right now.
Yeah.
Or
yeah, go ahead.
Or an Eze, someone.
Sorry,
yeah, I would rather upgrade the left position, But then again, what do we do with Sterling? I don't think we can move him on, and we also have Mudryk. But I'd rather have an upgrade. I mean, a big upgrade in those 2 positions than a number 9, because it's so precarious. You're going to get far better return of investment, ROI, for your money on those wider positions.
Mm-hmm. Yes, people, 17 more likes to get it to 100 likes. Let's make it happen. And Sayaka, South Africa, is saying, but about all negativity, Chelsea FC are at the top 4 in the EPL this season 2024-25. Let's hope and pray these lads must play well on the pitch every match, no matter who Chelsea FC buys or sells. That's my hope. Let's buy... Kimster, just leave me the heck alone. Tane is the best overall player if we're looking at economical options, but no, really, no. Tane, the asking price we were told was around 80 million or so. Even at 60, 70, it's an issue, in my opinion. Okay, Roger, I see your message, so no worries. I can go ahead. But thank you so much. I appreciate you finding the time to join. For me, the model is about prioritizing young stars and not what we actually need. Okay, if that's what you believe is the case, but let's see what happens here. The joke is everyone who believes it all. It's simple as that, but let's see what else we have here. Hoping and praying did nothing for Chelsea. But I think we'll be all right next season. I get it. We're all concerned, but we should try at least and be objective when we speak of the club's situation. If Osimhen wants at Chelsea, he should force a move. Will he walk at Chelsea? I don't think Osimhen would be the right signing for us. Signing Osimhen would simply mean that Maresca would have to change his approach drastically for Osimhen to walk to the extent that Chelsea fans will look at him again by the end of the coming season and say, yeah, we made the right sign. In a fluid approach, Osimhen will not score as much as he scored at Napoli, and people will start asking questions. They wouldn't even pay attention to the fact that the manager's approach, you can say, changes everything. For Osimhen, it will not be a situation of whereby everything we get to the final third we channel the majority of our chances through him. Maresca doesn't play like that, and I think in terms of his approach, he's as stubborn as Pochettino and Pep. Although the application might differ, but it will almost always, the basics will almost always remain the same. Starving or the opposition of the ball, and more of team play than individual displays and all that, and a fluid approach front line or liquid, like Glenn would say. Suraj, I don't know, you have anything else to add before you leave? Since you want to be leaving soon.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure, sir. I really appreciate you having me.
I appreciate you finding the time to join. I understand.
No, it's. Are you going to be doing any shows about the Euros coming up, or?
Yeah, on the other channel. I mean, if you have time, we can do record a show on England's best 11 in the Euros, actually, just like we did before the World Cup.
Sure.
I think this time I'm gonna try the best I can. That channel will have about 19. How many more subscribers to get to 1,000 subscribers?
Wow.
I think you can get that. But up to you. Just let me know your schedule.
You got it. I'm really looking forward to the Euros. I think it's going to be interesting.
It will be.
competition. I'm not sure who's going to win it. I don't put any stock in to my national team. Probably quarterfinals. I think
Yeah,
Portugal.
England has a chance, but
Yeah.
everything comes down to Southgate's tactical acumen.
See, I kind of disagree with you on that because, yeah, I
Okay.
agree. I agree his tactical acumen isn't the strongest. But if you look at, let's say, the last 30 years, 94, 96 onwards, we've had an incredible players coach, incredible world-class players, and we've had world-class managers. But
Mhm.
those managers haven't been able to unify the team because you had all these Man U players that would sit together, all the Chelsea players would sit together, all the Arsenal players that would sit together. They weren't truly unified. At least Southgate's been able to shall we say bond them as instead of being individuals or from a clan, he's been able to unify them as a team and play as a team. And they all say that they love playing, they love the atmosphere. He's changed the culture inside. Because don't forget, the press are brutal over here. And so the weight of the shirt is very heavy. And I think he's relieved some of that. And listen, you know my ethos. The coach shouldn't be blamed for a lack of execution. And we've gone out, in the World Cup, Kane missing a penalty. Are you really going to blame Southgate for that? You can't. Right? I'm not saying you are. I'm saying you can't, though. Look,
No, but I get the point.
we lost to Italy on penalties. You can't blame. Yeah, you can say that bringing on Saka or whomever he brought on one or two players before the penalties. Yeah, you could say that's they're very young to be put in that position, and B, they didn't have enough, shall we say, warm up time. You could criticize them for that, but the actual execution, you should be scoring 9 out of 10 times a penalty. So I think it's a bit harsh, but I do get your criticism, and I think some of it is valid. But you have to give him kudos for I think improving because this isn't the best England squad, in the last 30 years. We had Rio Ferdinand and John Terry as a starting centre back duo, correct? You must admit
Yeah.
look at our centre backs right now, with the exception of Stones, the rest aren't world
You have the
class.
likes of Gary Cahill too, who not a bad centre back to have.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine? I mean, JT and Rio. If you look at that the last 15 years or so, look at that squad that we had. It was world class all over the pitch, and yet, guess what? We couldn't do anything. So at least he's done well. The only thing is, our back line is either injured or listen, Maguire. Can you imagine? We're actually crying over Maguire not making it because he's injured. We don't have depth in centre back. Going forward, yes, we've got tremendous depth. And the one thing I'll quickly say, because I do need to go, is that Southgate's been criticised for being too loyal and not playing players that are in form. Well, guess what? Okay, Maguire's hurt, but he cut bloody the Man City left forward. What's his name? Cost 100 million. I forgot his name. He's cut a few players that, he didn't bring Sterling, which was a favourite. He didn't take the Man City left forward that's a favourite. He's actually chosen people on form, like Eze, like Palmer. So he's still getting criticised for that. So he's damned if he does, he's damned if he doesn't. Is he the best coach in the world? Of course not. But you have to give it to him.
In my opinion, in terms of the players he dropped, I think he made the right decision. It wasn't sentimental, which was one of the things I call him.
Actually, the Man United. What's his name? I forgot his name. I've gone brain dead. I apologise.
Shaw?
No. The forward. The forward. He plays a wide left, but also plays in the middle sometimes.
What's his name?
I've gone brain dead. I apologize. Rashford. Yeah. I mean, he dropped him. That's a huge drop. I wouldn't have dropped Rashford, to be honest with you. Just saying, and to be honest with you, he's made some very bold calls. But listen, you need a lot of luck. And I think Portugal probably has got a great team. So's Spain. So's France, obviously. But
I think
you need
we
luck.
get it once we get to the knockout stages. That's when you get clearer picture with regards to who's going to win it.
Yeah, it's like, listen, out of the 3 tournaments that he's coached England in, we played very well, to be honest with you. I don't know. Listen, you look at Germany, the last 2 World Cups, they couldn't even get out of their group stages. Italy didn't even qualify for the last 2 World Cups. You know, we've got to a semi-final of World Cup. We eliminated in the last one in the quarterfinals from a missed penalty. Doesn't mean to say we would have won it, but we were just as good as France. And then we lost on penalties in the Euros final. I think he's done well with what he has. I do. But I do get your criticism, and it is valid to a certain extent. But you also have to give him kudos for doing well. And don't forget, when he took over the team, they had just lost to Iceland in the Euros 2016, and the morale was very poor. And so look where he's taken them. So that's just my
All right, thank you so much, Roger. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. Hopefully you'd have time to join us at another time, but I understand.
I look forward to it, Coach.
Yeah, thank you, bro. You have priorities, and let me know your schedule so we can plan on the best England 11 like we did during the World Cup. I'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, let's do that.
If time allows. Thank you, bro. Much appreciated.
Oh, you too.
We have, thank you. The man saying I'd rather keep a Fofana. He saying he'd rather keep a Fofana over who? Give me 1 second. He'd rather keep a Fofana at this over Duran at this point. And I'm switching to. If you could still hear me, let me know if you can still hear me, please. Because Roger said he wasn't able to hear me. I hope that's not the case. Seriously, just people having a good conversation. They keep dropping the likes on the stream, people that likes to go along bit. We do have Washington, Dacho Fofana, Whispers, and Donald scoring for fun in youth, like 30 goals in 30 games. I know why you're mentioning that. Southgate is just similar to Potter. Lacks a tactical acumen, and both, yes, England FA are also, like such. Keep dropping the likes and the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. England will be coming home. Just go away. See where the owners keep messing up is the PR. We get touted with elite names like Osimhen, Sesko, Alvarez, etc., just to end up with their real target in Duran. I'm going to say this. I'm not going to blame owners for what we hear in the media. No. The media understand that the fans are calling for the club to sign a number 9. And for those of them who are, you can say, untruthful, that are not truthful, they know that if they put out anything saying that we've agreed personal terms with Osimhen, that all that is left is for us to agree on the transfer fee with Delaware and the Napoli president that will suck up to it. It will get clicks. So for me, I don't, for 1 second, that's why you never heard me talk about the PR thing that people talk about a lot. Maybe you could be correct. Maybe you chances that the owners are sponsoring those reports just to get our hopes high, and then they end up signing who they want to sign. There's a chance they do that, but I just don't want to believe it, and I don't operate like that because there are other ways to look at it and make sense of it. Yeah, they know maybe just as Chelsea fans, we need a number 9, and knowing that if they write anything about us needing a number 9 us being interested in signing Benjamin Sesko, that would suck it up. And chances are we were seriously interested in signing Benjamin Sesko, but he's decided he wants to continue his development at RB Leipzig. So I'm just going to leave it at that. But you're entitled to believe the owners pay these Junos to put out stuff to get us all, get our hopes all to get our hopes up that they're going to sign certain players. I don't think we'll beat Serbia or Denmark. They're talking about England. We'll see what happens there. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. Solon K at 65 is a high risk. It's not guaranteed he will perform immediately. Yeah, irrespective of whether he has Premier League experience or not, it's still a huge risk. Enough with the PR. Just tell the fans that we are looking for economical options, a striker, and then the best option. Yeah, if that's how you want to see it, go ahead. But I don't want to see it like that. Grealish, yeah, and all the names been mentioned. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes that you go a long way. Hopefully you meet us, Bobby. I'm getting tired myself. But nice to hear from you, and I do hope you're doing well. Gallagher stays at Chelsea. It's not up to us. The Luge lady, it's not up to us. It's up to the manager. And chances are he refuses to put pen to paper for a new contract, stays, run down his current contract, and leave the club a free agent. He will always do whatever is best for him. And I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not sure whether he stays or not. I'm good with saving our money instead of buying Duran and giving that to Fofana a fair shot as the starting striker. I've talked about this, but you're entitled to your opinion. It just seems like we're going to burn 25 to 40 million. Just donate. Just donate it to me. I like that one. Let's see what happens. Robbie saying Jhon Duran, what am I thinking is why sell Broya for him? Yeah, that's a legit question because Broya himself is also more of a traditional number 9, but I think Jhon Duran has a striker's instinct, and I haven't seen that in Broya, in my opinion. But I haven't taken my time to really compare the two players. Again, don't know much about him, so I guess I will have to wait. And all I can tell you right now, Jackson is better on the ball overall, but he has a striker's instinct, and Jackson doesn't. He doesn't hesitate to shoot once he's in a position to shoot. He doesn't need to trap the ball, get sponge and soap, wash the ball, keep it, make sure it's well positioned, and then get a tape to measure the width of the post, the position of the goalkeeper, and then get some scientists to take some time and calculate where he should put the ball. He doesn't do that. Once he's in a position to shoot, he shoots, and that's different. And that's the difference between him and Nicholas Jackson. Nicholas Jackson better on the ball, but him more of a number 9 than Nicholas Jackson is. And no surprises there. Jackson was never a number 9. Rashi will be angry. He's not here though. You're not going to see him until until maybe United signs Olise over Chelsea. Then he'd come here to tell us that we're in the mud. You're not going to see Rashi now. You know that. Let's go to see Javier. Good day to you too, Arthur Love. Do we need Duran? I think considering the fact that Jackson and Nkunku, if you're going to play them as number 9, then they are more of hybrid number 9s. But Duran is more of a traditional number 9. And I have to say this, I don't know much about his overall ability on the ball. But his finish is so he has a striker's instinct. Just hit it one time as long as you're in a good position. You don't need to. It doesn't have to be sexy. It doesn't. You don't have to hesitate. You don't have to overthink it. But I think we need him. He's different. He's a bit different, and I think he can. If you check his minutes to goal ratio, he didn't do bad, in my opinion. He brings something different to the table, and I'll take him out to low. Olise is the signing I am truly praying for, and we're serious about signing him. Hopefully, we can get the deal over the line, but it's not going to be easy. As Fabrizio Romano has reported, there are other clubs interested. Man United, to be more specific. So whether we get him over United, I don't know. Whether the fact that he came through our academy system is a plus for us, Coachella doesn't know. But we'll find out with time. Hopefully, we get the deal over the line. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Duran, the boomerang. I like that, but I hope he does well. Gallagher staying at Chelsea contract under the way, according to Guidance Sport. You never know. Yeah, you never know. But thank you for that. Bobby is gone. Let's see what else you have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes will go along with. Not everyone will become Palmer. Not everyone. Not everyone will become Palmer. But the chances of someone else becoming Palmer or even better than Palmer will almost always be there. Does that make sense to you? Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes that do go along. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular morning. 16 more likes to get it to 100 likes. Let's make it happen, people. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. It says, I am confused. Is Santos staying? We'll get to that in a bit. We have that lined up. And I'm going to scroll to the very bottom. Then I'm going to try to get your subsequent contributions in the chat. Duran's profile of a striker we don't have, so I don't mind. Exactly, that's my point. He's different. Yeah, he's different. That Fofana more like Nkunku, more like Jackson. Yeah, but Duran, he's different. It's as simple as that. So that's where it makes sense. But that's not to say the fact that it makes sense that he will hit the ground running. We never know, but we'll find out. Palmer was a squad player at Man City before signing for Chelsea. Yeah, becoming a baller for Chelsea. Same could happen. You never know. It could go either way. It's as simple as that. Duran is great in the air too as well. Yep, and yep, I agree with you. The most important thing, if you don't understand my explanation of how he differs from Jackson, is that he doesn't hesitate before shooting. As long as he's in a good position, boom, he shoots. Whether on the carpet or in the air, Kachila has a Starbucks drink. If I tell you how much I paid for that, it's the same bottle. I make the coffees myself. We're not be we do it. It's a bonus, but I think we will. Okay, let's get back to our dressing. I'm gonna go back to the presentation window. It's only me now. Roger is gone, so I need to take this off. I think it's still good. Open this particular window here. Somebody's warming an African food, and I hope I'm not going to need to run out to go shut off the alarm, smoke alarm if it goes off. I'm suspecting that could happen in a few minutes. If I'm able to get the smell from the vent in my office, then yeah, chances are the alarm goes off in a few minutes. The PR expectations are high, but the reality is very low. From Olise and Sesko to Summerville, I think we're serious about Olise. But here's the thing, and a lot of the names we were linked with well before it was clear that Maresca will become our new manager. Chances are he's become the manager and told them he's good with what we already have and only wants certain signings in certain positions, if that makes sense. But the reality is very low from Olise and Sesko to Summerville or worse than Duran. It is like going to Gucci store. Find out they're selling Walmart wallets. Wow. Oh my gosh. Jesus Christ. Okay, Kachila, I thought you had Starbucks there. No, I bought this, but it's a Starbucks product, in all honesty. But I'm not here to promote them. And I like it because it keeps the coffee warm, even no matter how long the show goes on for. All right, people, keep dropping the likes on the stream. People, the likes do go along with 16 more likes to get it to 100. Let's make it happen, people. I appreciate you all. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. Could end up signing the ball boy instead of Olise and things as they stand. And I'm not going to complain because if I like whatever I do, even if I go hog, let me say something in pidgin English. Even if I go hog transformer, it no go change anything. Uh let's see. I'm not reading this one, but I'm just gonna move on anyway. Anything else? So we'll move on from this particular comment here to where was I? To this one. We still have a lot that we haven't talked about. So it is understood there's a release clause in Benjamin Sesko's new deal and a gentleman's agreement in place for striker to leave in 2025. I don't like a gentleman's agreement. What's his name? Had the same thing. Casado had the same gentleman's agreement with Brighton, and once it's time to sell him, they didn't care about the agreement. They denied having one in place. Actually, gentleman's agreement is absolute nonsense. If RB Leipzig see they can get let's say there isn't a release clause and they see they can get a lot more if they don't follow the gentleman's agreement, to heck with it. I don't believe that, but I think chances are just will still go back for Benjamin Šeško if he continues to do well. Maybe the decision is not to be in a rush to sign. You could say scraps that are left because the striker market is a bit crazy right now, in my opinion. Dominic, the possibility of Dominic Solanke returning, but for 60 million, I'd say no. I don't think we'd pay that much money for him. 50 million for Duran, no, that's what's out there. The luge lady, no, I don't think so. Rumors that we'll pay around 26 million pounds for him. Hurricane also made gentleman's agreement. He had one with Daniel Levy. How did that go? Yeah, I don't trust gentleman's agreement. It's absolute horse dunk. It just doesn't make sense. Sesko has a release clause which activates next year, so it's different. Casado did not. Casado, had a gentleman's agreement. It's absolute nonsense. So, but what's the gentleman's agreement being mentioned here? I'm not sure what that means. I just don't. My point is I just don't trust gentleman's agreement. I just don't. It's nonsense for me. It changes the moment. It changes the moment the selling party realizes they can make a lot more money by doing something different. Let's say even 10 million is a lot of money. That's because UK Transformers. I'm not in the UK. I hardly see Transformers where I am. Come on, Hog One in Agege or Yaba. There you go. Here, that one even passing by. If you see something going in there, you better take cover. But I get your point, bro. I appreciate that. 15 more likes to get it to 100. Let's make it happen, people. Next item we have here talks about Chelsea Football Club being interested in Diogo Costa, the Portuguese international, currently FC Porto goalkeeper. Man City and Arsenal are all monitoring FC Porto goalkeeper Diogo Costa, with the Portuguese club preparing for a big sale this summer. Who is Ojogo? I don't know who that is. I don't know whether to trust that particular report there. But I've always asked, I think it was DJ who's been suggesting that we go for him. And I've always asked, the question I've always asked is how good he is on the ball. And been told that he's actually on the ball, and I haven't paid attention to that. I know he's an excellent shot stopper. Beyond that, I don't know how good he's on the ball. And for Enzo Maresca, in my opinion, you'd have to be exceptional on the ball, not just good on the ball, given everything we've read about his approach. I think Santos summer, who? Next summer, Santos? Which of the Santos? Andrea Santos and Kunku 2.0? I'm not sure what to make of that one. Okay, the next item talks about one source at Chelsea has no doubt that Andrea Santos can make an impact at Chelsea. Stylistically, Santos is a perfect fit to play on that Enzo Maresca. His ball retention is out of this world. He can play as number 8, 6, or he can play as number 6 or an 8. So he is versatile. And that's according to Simon Johnson. I don't know who just Ken Heston. We've always known that he's a good player. So good that Chelsea wanted him to come straight, go straight to join the first team when we signed him. But at the time, we had issues securing a work permit for him. It didn't work out, and then had to send him to a loan. That was an offer at was it Nottingham Forest? They signed him and then signed a bunch of midfielders also and didn't give him a chance. But he's proven at Strasbourg that he's actually an excellent player. You could argue he single-handedly turned Strasbourg's season around alone. He was that good. And Dante is saying here, let's hear you. How many? We need 15 more likes to get it to 100. Let's make it happen, people. 15 more likes, we can do that. Diogo Costa, good, but for the price they're asking, how much are they asking really? And who can play both feet is extremely rare for a goalkeeper, and that's those for 25 million. Are we interested in him? I think Ty did a good tactical analysis of him. Is it a week ago or so? I think we get a Sesko. I mean, next season in 2025. You mean? I don't know. Everything comes down to how the players If Duran comes in and he starts doing well, I don't think we'll be looking to sign a lot of players in that department. It's high time we started discarding most of these this news, please, except if coming from Romano and other few like him. Give me 1 second here. Yeah, I told you guys every time they use that, and I'm down here. I told you guys definitely the smoke alarm would go off. Uh, but that's fine. We keep dropping the likes and the stream people the likes to go a long way. And I say anything else, Santos is very well. Santos fits very well in my opinion over Gallagher. I'm not the manager, but we're hearing that Gallagher stays. Okay, and this is saying, yep, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with anything else. Otherwise, we'll be rounding up soon. And this is saying, I love scientists, but to be honest, selling Gallagher now for financial or space. I don't know how many times we're going to talk about this. It's not up to the club. You have to. Gallagher also would want to stay, but it's more, in my opinion, it's not 50-50 yet, but I'm not going to give you, you can say, how I think things will go. I think it's become more complex given the fact that his contract situation comes into play. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Just give me 1 second here. 1 second. And this is saying, again, scapegoating. Let me read this again. I love scientists, but to be honest, selling Gallagher now for financial reasons, I think I've read it and I was trying to explain why it's not up to the club, really. Yeah, I think it's going to be even more difficult for him to stay now that whatever happens, his contract situation comes into play, and that makes it even more complex, in my opinion. Let's see, anything. Let's keep dropping the likes on the stream. Let's see what else we have here. We'll be rounding up soon because we'll have some people to take care of stuff in my house also. Yeah. So no, the sort of things they cook usually lots of smoke and it triggers a fire alarm. So just I think we're not talking football anymore. I have to round up as soon as possible. Um, That may well be the case. So chances that he left thinking he was going to get the Manchester United job. It was worth the risk of him leaving Chelsea with the hopes of getting the United job. I don't know. It's a business, people don't forget, for both parties. Yeah, it's business for both parties concerned. Gallagher will always go for what's best for him. And if it means leaving the club to earn a lot more elsewhere, I think he'd leave in a heartbeat, whether you like him or not. And I'm just going to let you once again, he's not even my favorite Chelsea player. This is saying Chelsea gave Strasbourg the same answer as a number of Champions League teams who have also made inquiries over the last few months. Andrea Santos is not for sale or loan and will be staying at Stamford Bridge. It's as simple as that. Anything else here? One more thing? Nothing. Let's see if anything new has emerged. I'd have to refresh. Just keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We'll be rounding up in a few minutes, and if need be, we'll again do a live show this evening because I'm a homeschool is over. Hopefully, I'm not going to be the one to take the boys for their violin classes. But keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding time to join the show this particular morning. I'm going to come to this window, and let's hope that again the presentation window loads up. It says Coach Gallagher was feeling sad on the last day on the last day of the Premier League, but it's up to him. For so many reasons. Again, whatever happens with regards to his future comes down to what he wants to do, and again, he will almost always do what's best for him. Definitely, let me just use be more specific there. He will most definitely do whatever that's best for him. It's business for all parties involved, irrespective of what you make of the situation. It's not that simple. But the problem is a lot of people would just go straight to blaming the club and not even considering the factors they should consider. I think that's the same thing. Okay, I'm going to read the other one. This one here says, but let me go to the presentation window again so you see this one. This was 5 minutes ago, which says, this reads, the Gallagher situation remains unpredictable. However, not least because there have been informal talks between Chelsea and Villa over a swap deal involving Gallagher and Duran. He's believed to be lukewarm on the idea of being involved in a swap deal. So that's how complex it can be. If he doesn't want to go anywhere, you're not going to force him to go there. He can refuse to leave, stay, run down his contract, and leave as a free agent. And the other report also, quoting the guidance, says that there has been a change in the noise around the Conor Gallagher situation. The possibility of a reversal has been strengthened by unexpected predictions from within Chelsea. Chelsea are open to securing his future if there's a resumption of talks over a contract extension. It's going to be difficult. I'm just going to say that. You can't say for certain he leaves, but it's looking more likely that he's going to leave. Update on the list, nothing new. Mr. Wasiu is the last time. I think United are still interested. Chelsea are interested. Even Man City are rumored to be also interested in signing Michael Olise. Let's see anything else. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. I understand FC Bayern remain in contact with Levi Colwill and the players' camp. Yep, I've seen that, but I'm not too concerned. The reports are all coming from Bayern-aligned journalists, for lack of a more specific term. So I haven't heard anything from the like of Simon Johnson, Chelsea-aligned journalists or English journalists. If anything, Fabrizio Romano has said that Chelsea aren't looking to sell him. He stays. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Conor Gallagher. And I think with that, we've come to the natural end of the show. Nothing new to address here. We've addressed everything out there. Let's see anything new here. Chelsea are considering a shift in their position. That's another language overselling Conor Gallagher and could make a concerted effort to agree a new deal. It's going to be difficult, irrespective of what you think. So we can't say for certain that he's gone. We can say for certain that he stays. So it's complicated right now. And it's saying Chelsea are also in negotiations with other companies, including Cherry Automobile. Is that how you pronounce that? Cherry Automobile, that could replace Bink X on the sleeves of March match shirts. And what else do we have here? Wigan Athletic are closing in on the capture of Chelsea winger Jhon Duran. Okay, I don't know him. With that, okay, this says as of today, Infinite Athlete is the most likely candidate to continue the 43 million a year shirt sponsorship for Chelsea. All right, I think with that, we've come to the natural end of the show. I'm just going to say bye to those of you in the chat and call it a day. I think it's been an excellent discussion, in my opinion. I don't know about you. Say we should cash in on Gallagher. Not my decision. Thank you to Wasiu for finding the time to join the show this particular morning. Anything else? Coach, why are you showing your Twitter message? Did I show my Twitter message? What did you say? I don't think you read anything there. Did I cuss out somebody and you read it? Did I? I don't know. But that's fine. It happens all the time. I'm not concerned about anything. Let's see what else we have. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people, and saying, let's see, Dion ranking would suit Wigan Athletic, in my opinion. Okay, if you go say that's fine by me. Another barbecue buddy will bite to dust. Coach says we've come to the natural end of the show and make me feel like he's stopping doing shows. Okay. When will you be on Knees stream? I've been there before. Whenever time allows. Usually he comes out at the time. He shows come on at the time when I'm probably resting or maybe out doing something. So he's my bro. I do like to come on onto his shows. Let's get you like didn't leave the stream this time. Yeah, exactly. No worries. I'm not concerned, bro. You should know that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes to go along with. Thank you to my bro JC for finding the time to join us. Mabas05, thank you so much. Nehemiah Fowler, I appreciate you. Chelsea Sessions Ty, I appreciate you. And Constantine Dante, I appreciate you. All I'm losing my voice. That's why I'm avoiding bigging up people. Mabas, my Iraqi bro, and Vic also. I appreciate you all. And if I miss your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all, and cheers.
In my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into